Hey, I want to play the warning, okay? We got a message from our lawyers before we get into anything, okay?
Wait, what?
Warning. The opinions expressed on this podcast do not reflect the beliefs of their peers, the guests, their boss, and YouTube.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Already?
real
We're
warning.
already
Look
doing
up
the
the
black
real
screen
lawyer.
fucking disclaimers?
It's
Yeah,
a
that's
real
true.
lawyer, bro. We got your backs, bro. So you guys are free of getting canceled now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
Canceled?
All right, well, in
All
that
right.
case. All right.
In that case, I sure do
Yeah,
hate those
cancel this.
Nimrods.
Do not say. Wait, what?
Oh,
What?
I actually didn't hear you, bro. What?
I just hate Nimrods. That's all I was
Oh.
saying. I just said I sure
thought
do
you
hate
said
those
the other
Nimrods.
N word. I thought you were gonna say nuclear.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Or people who annoy you.
Naggers. So close.
You may not realize this, but you're an African American.
There's also people that dig stuff, whatever you call them.
What?
There's also-
Oh man, you guys are just spacing me
Think
out.
about it
I
for a
tell you.
I know what you're talking about. They're
Yeah.
ditch diggers. Yeah.
Oh, well, you don't really need the second one.
No, we were so close. We were so close to building a nice podcast. We were so close, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
that's
your
all-
lawyer's coming in
yeah.
right now.
Yeah. So let's try this again. We're minute 50th. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're on episode 24 of Irish Whips and Arm Drags. Yes. Thank you very much. So I am back after being gone for a week. We are joined by our usual cast. Myself, Tommy Halter, Macho Man Randy John, Alden Number Light, and we're also joined by some two kick-ass awesome guests from the Respect the Combat show. We got Monkey in
Never
the
heard of
house.
it. Never heard of it.
Friday morning, 8 o'clock Central
You ain't
morning.
missing much.
No, it's
And
a rival faction.
And we got
Yeah.
a well-looking gentleman who is all groomed up. And hey, ladies, holla at this man, Aaron
Holla.
Goldstein. How is everyone doing today?
Yeah, we vibing.
How
Nah.
about Eric?
Yeah,
How about
so-
Eric's transition from caveman mode into
Yeah, Eric looks
GTA Vice City mode?
Yeah.
he looks like a nice gentleman now. He looks like a nice upstanding.
The hell, Eric?
2011 Miami Heat, yeah.
Oh, wow. So, we're going to start with kind of, I want to say breaking news, but it was going around over the week here. But we're going to talk about Ludwig Kaiser's arrest in that situation
Aw.
down here. So,
Oh, we got
There
some
are
hard-hitting
two-
news, huh?
yeah, we got two sides of stories here of what caused the altercation here. So, one side of the story, the gentleman that was attacked claims that he was in an elevator with Kaiser and his girlfriend. They were aggressively making out, and the guy was uncomfortable and told the two to, do you mind, have some manners, would you? And that made Kaiser, attack him. Then we got Kaiser's side of the story where they were, making out in the elevator, and the guy said to them, might have some damn manners, or I might call ice on your girlfriend. And that made Kaiser snap, and, they got into an altercation. Okay, so now, with all this shit happening, WWE Hall of Famer JBL has now went on his Something to Wrestle With podcast talking about his support of Ludwig Kaiser. And so JBL's side of the story, JBL said this about defending him. This guy, to make it clear about this, that I'm fine with what Kaiser did here. I have no problem with this. This is bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit. I think that story is bullshit. On one side, I think the guy's story on the other side is bullshit. I don't know what this guy had a problem with on the elevator. A young couple was making out on the elevator. Come on, man. Who is this dude? All of a sudden, you say something about it? There's so much here that needs to be picked apart. I mean, this guy's an idiot. And this guy then gets beat up and goes to the police and tells the police that some guy beat him up in an apartment complex. What a douchebag. I mean, the guy that called the cops, what a douchebag. I don't know what is true and what's not true. I'm Kaiser. That's the story I'm telling. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what any of us would have done if that would ever have to happen. Hey, the guy said this. The guy picked on my girl. I was protecting her. None of it matters. I got punched. So freaking what? And then the guy runs because his little punk ass bitch goes to the police and turns this guy in. Oh my, this guy was a bully to me. You're the one who was saying something to him. This whole thing is just stupid. I hope it doesn't affect Kaiser because we don't know the truth. End quote by JBL, reported by 411mania.com. Okay, so in my opinion, we don't know what's true, what's not. We got two stories here, two sides of the story. My opinion, a couple should not be making out that crazy in an elevator, like publicly, especially if you got someone in there. And Kaiser needs to keep in mind that you work for a publicly traded company, so he didn't need to go and attack this guy. He could have told the guy to go suck a dick and shut the fuck up and mind his business. You ask me, I think or by attacking him. But if this is true, this is what I'll say then to Penny Kaiser. If this is true of what he's saying, maybe give him a smack, but don't beat him up. I think cooler heads could have prevailed. I'm glad Kaiser's not getting fired. Apparently, they did take him off of a pre-tape, but he's back on the road to AAA. And that's really my 2 cents of it. It could have been avoided, and Kaiser could have probably kept his calm a little bit. And at the same time, should have just ignored the guy. Eric, let's go to you about this, my friend.
So my opinion is the complete opposite, honestly. Look, if the guy's having a good night and they may have had like one too many drinks, then obviously they're not really going to give a shit about PDA all that much. Now, there's going to be certain people that have, you could say, hey, do you mind? Like, there are polite ways of going about that. And the way that the guy went about it was not polite whatsoever. If he would have just simply said to him, like, hey, mind, like, I just don't really feel all that much comfortable around that type of stuff. Kaiser and his girlfriend probably would have been like, oh, apologies, my bad. Now, with him to go the way he went and then threatening to call ICE, I mean, no offense, that's basically just asking to get punched in the face, especially if you're talking to a fucking wrestler. Like, you don't make threats like that and not expect reactions. Like, if you make a threat like that, there's going to be a valid reaction. And I hate to say it, I don't really give a shit if people are going to disagree with me or not. Kaiser's reaction was valid. People nowadays have forgotten what it feels like to get punched in the face. And I feel like it's about that time that people remember what it feels like to get punched in the face.
That's very true. True. All right, John, let's go to you. Your thoughts on the Kaiser situation.
Don't be a bitch.
How did I say that? I'm a ventriloquist. But no, I mean, basically, it's like, dude, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's a little bit awkward to be next to someone making out, but also it's an elevator ride. It's not like you're sitting there for 3 hours like, oh, geez. It's like, dude, just like be quiet. It's a little bit of an awkward moment. And just be like, ding. All right, I'm leaving. It's not that hard. Like, I don't know why he felt the need to like, hey, you need to stop that. It's like,
oh yeah.
Unbelievable. You better not have Miss Elizabeth in that elevator or there's going to be maligned eyes. I'm going to have them for you, buddy. Yeah. But no, honestly, it's it's basically like it shouldn't have been as big of a deal on either side is basically my opinion. I think elevator ride's probably gonna be pretty short. It's not like you're in 100-level massive building where you're gonna sit there for 30 minutes watching these people make out. You can just turn the other way for a minute.
All right, Monkey, let's go to you. Your thoughts on the Kaiser situation, my friend.
I'm gonna ask a couple of questions before I give that.
Okay.
At what time did this happen?
Okay, so let's see here. Let me get back to that article here. So this was reported a couple days ago. So let's see here. So 2 days ago.
It happened back in
April. I have the time here.
Early morning hours though, or like
Okay, I got it right. So it was April 23rd.
It was in his apartment building.
Yeah, April 23rd. I'm trying to see if there is a time here. No time, just April 23rd. Please identify Kaiser because of the security footage. And he turned himself in this past Wednesday. So it happened April 23rd. So a month later, basically, nearly a month later, he turned himself in.
I almost want to assume
Because of
that
an
it
arrest
was like.
warrant.
I want to assume that it was late night, because I can't think of any other time of day where you're making out with your girl in an elevator. They were probably on their way home. They were probably drunk.
Yeah, they were in their apartment.
They're probably
building.
about to go fuck.
It was his neighbor. It was his neighbor.
He's mad because he
And
can't
then
get no booty.
the other question I gotta ask is, didn't the guy walk in on wasn't Kaiser in the elevator first with his wife or his girlfriend?
Yes.
And the guy just came into the elevator afterwards, like obviously to use the elevator, but
Yes, so from what I'm reading here, this is from CBSSports.com. Barthel and the woman allegedly engaged in an uncontrollably intimate kissing while sharing an elevator with the alleged victim.
okay,
uncontrollably
And the
intimate.
neighbor reportedly told the couple, please have some manners. Once all parties exited the elevator,
What up, Brandon?
he got assaulted.
Okay, so
Again.
Jesus,
got-
Eric.
I'm gonna wait for Eric.
Whoever's coughing just
I'm
mute
gonna
him.
mute you, bro.
He's done.
Jesus.
Go ahead
All
over
right.
there, Lucky.
All right, so that does sound like he was in the elevator then. Which does
Regardless of the details.
that does change my opinion of it a little bit, but not too much. I just wanted to know those things. The one thing that's most important, literally, this is not the worst thing that a wrestler has done, and the industry supported that wrestler. Like, if you remember the guy that got slapped for asking if
Wrestling is fake?
wrestling was fake.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Schultz, yeah.
Everybody backed him. Everybody backed Vader.
Iron Mike Sharp.
Ironically, everybody backed Hulk Hogan when he choked out fucking dude
Richard
that-
Belzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
Richard
I mean,
Belzer.
like, in the grand scheme of things, probably going to be a nothing burger for Kaiser because he's going to have the support of the industry. Surprising fucking take from JBL. I didn't think he was going to be so supportive. But, I mean, as far as my opinion goes, listen. On the neighbor, I think you got to pick and choose your fucking battles, bro. Like, it's a neighbor, so obviously you know that's a professional wrestler. He probably could beat you up. Maybe shut the fuck up and just deal with the fact, like, there is some sort of, like, common sense. So, time of day, they're probably drunk. Girls probably, like, it's not his fucking fault. So, maybe just pick and choose your battles. I could say the same for Kaiser, but, like, pick and choose your battles on the neighbors. This didn't need to be fucking cops called, but it also... It
He's
didn't
just
need
mad
that.
'cause he can't get his kicks out.
It didn't need to lead to disrespectful fucking comments. Because the ice thing, it's not a threat more than it is disrespectful. What do you? So you're saying I'm not a citizen? Why did you say that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just super disrespectful. So I can see Eric's point on the reaction seems warranted, but at the same time, Eric, I'm gonna tell you something that you ain't gonna want to hear. Buddy, neighbor is some fucking 9-to-5 Joe Smo, probably mailman or whatever the fuck. He ain't nobody important.
He's flipping burgers, bro.
Kaiser is El Grande fucking Americano. Okay,
Which
you gotta
one?
So like pick and choose your fucking battles too. Like the neighbor going on the news is gonna be like beers, hanging out with your buddies. That's something to brag about. Meanwhile, Kaiser can lose his fucking job over it. So you gotta have some personal responsibility.
I
You
said,
know?
dude needs to not be a bitch.
Fair, but also Kaiser's gotta, like, when you're a fucking celebrity, life is different.
Yep. That's
There's
right.
there's perks, there's pros and cons to that statement, but that is a fact.
That's true.
And you should be able
That's
to
true.
take comfort in that. If he does piss you off at all, it's like, yeah, he's making me a little angry, but also he's a nobody, and I'm like making a lot. And I have probably a hotter girlfriend than him. Anyways,
All right, Tommy, let's go to you next. Share thoughts on the Kaiser
Yeah.
situation.
So this is the woman we were talking about, okay?
Okay, so it's Kai's current girlfriend.
Talking about.
Tommy only did
Yeah,
this
I
for
mean,
research purposes. He only
Look,
did it for research purposes.
I'm definitely punching somebody out in the fucking elevator for
This
this.
is
Okay,
the girl.
like,
I'm
you know what I'm saying?
definitely. This is the girl that you fucking fight for. Okay.
Was that Drew McIntyre for no reason?
Holy guacamole! Bro. Look at the face card, bro. The face
Face
card.
card. You can
I
just
mean,
say
you saw what he
face.
did to.
You can
I
just
mean, you
say
saw what he did
face.
to the original Grande Americana when
Bro.
she tried coming at him, right?
She's a swimsuit model. She's Miss Mexican, like she's Miss Mexicana
Miss
or whatever. Like you know,
Mexico.
like she's the model in Mexico that won the contest of being Miss Mexico or some shit.
Oh Jesus Christ!
She's not just some regular fucking torta you pick up at the bar, bro. This is fucking top quality. This is top notch puss we're talking about.
Is that
bro.
Dirty Dom?
This is
Honor
Yes, it
top
was.
notch. This is
Yes, it
top
was.
notch puss we're talking
Oh.
about, bro. Look, I'm not
Okay.
saying Kaiser should have done that. I'm not saying the guy was being in his right mind. The guy needs to be in his right mind, bro. You don't just disrespect people like that, period. Now,
Yeah.
I get it in the heat of the moment. I've said some wild shit, but and I've been punched in the face too for saying some wild shit and doing some stupid shit. So sometimes you got to get punched in the face. I don't think the guy should press charges. He should just take the L. Like, yeah, I deserve to get hit in the face, because sometimes people act out. Like the guy said, he's probably a loser. He's probably flipping burgers, and you see Ludwig making out with his fine ass mommy, bro, and like, yeah, you're gonna feel some type of way. And I think Ludwig's way too important to the culture. He's way too important to the industry, not just in America, but in Mexico as well. They love him in Mexico. Look, when you get political with shit, it's such a sensitive era. You got to be careful who you're talking to when you get political and you say shit like that, because sometimes you can say some racy things and some people take it like, oh, ha ha ha, and then sometimes it's like, yo, you're going way too far. I don't fuck with that. I know people who got deported, blah blah blah. Sometimes you're striking a chord you don't even know that you're striking, So I think Ludwig's too important. I hope the guy drops the charges. Don't be a bitch and press charges. So yeah, sometimes you get hit in the face. Sometimes you're fucking deserving it. And I
Jerry,
think
did you
one of those
catch?
things.
Did you catch Tommy's little hint there? He's saying that if you say any of that shit you say on here to his face,
No, no, I'm saying I'm
Not
usually the
nice.
one getting punched in the face. So
Jerry's a stalker, not a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I get it. I'm a fucking.
That was good.
I've been on
Whoever
the other
said
side.
That was good.
But
That was me.
I am saying this woman is someone you should fight for, and I ain't mad at him for that.
Well, well, the thing is when you
Hopefully,
make-
there's
when
no
you say-
legal shit.
Well, my problem there is when you say it like that, then you make it sound like you're.
But
simping.
he's got WWE money. He'll get out of the legal shit.
Tommy,
Yeah.
hang on. So if his girlfriend was ugly, you'd be like, yeah, maybe deport her.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
All eyes on her.
You did not
If
make
she
that
was like
sound
a
good at
5,
all.
get her out, bro. Get her out.
We don't need no fives in this country.
Like if
Goes
Tom
the next
Homan
person.
comes for her, you're like fighting him.
Yeah,
but if Tom
bro,
Homan
send her
comes
to
for some
Guadalajara.
5 out of
Tommy's
10,
like-
you're
Guadalajara.
Tommy's
whatever
like,
the fuck
that's
she's
a
from.
6. Get her the fuck out of here, bro. Like,
Yeah,
what are we
The
doing?
thing is, I
Bro,
agree. I agree
Yo,
with
she's a
Tommy's.
10, bro. I'm taking on all of ice for her. For her, I'm taking on ice myself, bro.
I agree with Tommy's sentiment, because then you can play the sympathy card with the next girl. Be like, oh, I loved my last girlfriend, but she got deported. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for you.
That's some
my
Eric
God.
Cartman ass shit right there.
Now you're getting that crazy liberal cooch, and
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's go to the
I
next
can
one
fix
here.
her.
All right, Jerry,
Yeah,
your
you can
thoughts
fix her,
on the
that's
Kaiser situation here, please. Go on here.
See, my thing is, what I'm wondering about, I wonder if Kaiser and his neighbor were at war with each other.
Sure.
Oh my god. I never considered this.
Me either. Like, did they have how well do they know each other? Like, did they have issues that are not publicly out there?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find anything. But yeah, go ahead.
And I was trying to put myself in the other guy's shoes. If I had kids, if they weren't with me, they sitting there French kissing, whoopee shit. I'd probably look over my shoulder and say, hey, can I join in? Show you how it's done.
All right.
Now, like if I had my kid, maybe I'd ask him to kind of tone it down. But other than that, I wouldn't fucking care.
Okay, I got this right here from Fox. I did not get this from the other site. So Kaiser and his girlfriend were already on the elevator. So the neighbor entered the elevator and saw Kaiser and his girlfriend kiss.
Now that definitely
And-
changes my opinion.
And he got attacked. He being the neighbor got attacked when he left the elevator.
I don't give a fuck about that detail, but him
Having
coming
walked on.
into the elevator, and that was already in pros. All right,
He could not get on.
now you definitely need to just shut the fuck up. Take the next flight up if you have a problem, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's- at that point, he made the
Like this
decision.
whole shit was avoidable.
Yeah.
Wow.
It definitely could have been avoided there. Paladin, your thoughts, my friend?
Okay, well, well, I did cover this on my podcast last night, but I might as well just dive right in. Yeah, like wrestlers have been in major confrontations. I mean, let's take a look at what happened to Andre the Giant with those 3 drunks that he chased into a parking lot, flipped over the car. And what happened when the police came? They arrested the 3 drunks because they were like, "Don't you dare touch a national treasure," because they were picking on Andre the frickin' Giant. Why would you do that? Exactly. And and other wrestlers. Yeah, and other wrestlers, I've no doubt, have been in crazier situations. This one is very tame. This is like it's like a well-behaved sort of scenario. To be honest, the man who attacked him overreacted. Like it was stupid on his end. It was a case of what were you thinking? So Ludwig Kaiser is going to react to what you just said about his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And what happened? Right there. Maybe he deserved it. I mean, for God's sake, he had to go political. He had to go political and just say stupid shit to him. I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't mind. Like I'd be just go on the elevator, go up to say like the 3rd or 4th floor of where I live, and that's just me.
bro. Take the stairs. You know what I mean? If someone's making out, I'm taking the stairs,
Take
bro.
the
I'm like, all right, y'all
stairs.
do your thing, bro. I'm gonna, I needed the steps anyway.
What happened to common courtesy?
Yeah,
Right.
bro.
Mind your business.
Hey, but
dude.
can we react? I wanna react to this John Romero video, man. Let's see what he said about it. We'll probably get some more details because he's a deep dive. So
right.
let's see what he's talked about. Let's get his take on this.
Kaiser / El Grande Americano. What if he was El Grande Americano and they arrested the wrong way? Is all I'm saying. But anyway, Ludwig Kaiser has been arrested. He's been bonded. He's been bailed.
You know what? That's a fair
I've
fucking
just done
point.
a longer version of the video on this. I'm going to give
Hold
you
on,
the short
pause that.
version.
Pause that real
Essentially,
quick.
at some
Pause
point,
that real quick.
Yeah.
That is a fair point. How did they even know they got the right guy?
Yeah. What if it was Chad Gable?
Well,
What if Chad Gable was his neighbor?
you cheated.
It's part of a storyline.
All right, yeah.
No,
my bad.
Chad Gable was the neighbor, and Ludwig assaulted him.
Holy shit!
He was unmasked when this happened,
Bro,
so you wouldn't know what he looks like.
There we go.
this plot thickens.
It does. Hey, Tom, are you going back to the video?
Yeah, let's go back. You fucking retards.
Dang.
Fucking amateurs.
You're controlling the video.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
early in the week or maybe the end of last week.
You're the amateur.
Ludwig Kaiser, real name Marcel Barthel, arrested in Orange County, Florida, misdemeanor battery charge. It was said by the alleged victim that they'd all got into a lift together, Ludwig Kaiser and his girlfriend, who's also the announcer. I've just lost her name back in my mind. But anyway, she's like the announcer, interviewer in AAA at the moment. Anyway, they were macking off like you wouldn't believe in the lift, apparently, according to the alleged victim. Anyway, and after the lift doors opened, the victim gets out, the alleged victim gets out and says, "Would you mind not doing that?" Very politely, in his words, "Not doing that, please, and have some respect." And according to the victim, Ludwig Kaiser went crazy and beat him up and threw many, many punches. There's been... Well, he was in Mexico when the arrest warrant was sent out. He immediately went back to Florida to deal with the charges. He posted a $1,000 bond. He was arrested. He has pled not guilty as well, and he said that he wants to be all involved in the trial, absolutely. But there has been an update as well. Well, AAA had to cancel an event that El Grande Americano was scheduled to appear at, which is a bit annoying, of course. And but there is now more certainty, I should say, that El Grande Americano is going to be able to meet other El Grande Americano Classic at the big Monterrey, Mexico show, May 30th. The AAA show that's all been building to basically mask versus mask match versus number 1 and number 2 El Grande Americano. It's now been said that because I think the original conditions of the arrest said he couldn't leave Florida, but they've challenged it successfully, saying, look, I need to do it for work. And I've never been arrested or had any problems ever before. And also there is not unconfirmed alternative version of events where apparently the kissing was completely overblown, just a bit of affection, not the heaviest petting as initially described. And from other people have suggested that there were actually no punches thrown and that the alleged victim actually said, because his girlfriend is Mexican, that stop doing what you're doing or I'm going to have that effing hoe, blah, 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 arrested and I'm going to call ICE and have you all deported. So, and also no punches were thrown. I want to reiterate that as well. That is two completely different versions of events there. We do not have any security camera footage, but it is a lift and it is like a public building. Supposedly they're neighbors in the same building, by the way. But we will wait for hopefully security camera footage to be made public. And Ludwig Kaiser seems pretty darn keen to defend himself in court as well because he believes he's being targeted for being famous anyway. Kota Ibushi says comeback is seen.
Okay, we need to go with Dave Mellis, my favorite wrestler there. Yeah. All right, well, the one person that not got their take on Hobo, let's go to you since you came in last year. Your thoughts on the Kaiser situation? Oh, he's not here? Okay, I'll go on next one.
Wait. Sorry, I just had these going on.
The Kaiser situation, what are your thoughts?
Well, watching that video, I feel like it's like a mixed bag now. Like, I think it's like not as bad as people think, but not like to a level like what we heard earlier, like him beating the shit out of him. I don't know if did that really happen though.
We need footage now because there's two different stories.
I need more footage. I need more proof to see what's really going on.
Yes, the guy was assaulted. Like, he had marks on him, but then again, we don't know what's true until, like, kind of like James says, we need more evidence, like who was really the instigator on that one.
Yeah, I'm like,
at this point, it's he said, she said. You pick a
Yeah,
side.
I can't really have an opinion then since I need more info.
All right. Okay, we'll go to the next one I have here. Okay, so kind of funny. It's too tough. Tony told us this instant problem with today's wrestlers here. Swerve Strickland calls out wrestlers afraid of becoming internet memes, and this is unfortunately a problem here. Okay, so Swerve Strickland thinks too many wrestlers are playing it safe now, and he believes that mindset is hurting creativity across the industry. While speaking on the Cruise Show, Swerve explained that real growth in wrestling comes from taking risks, embarrassing yourself sometimes, and being willing to fail publicly instead of constantly worrying about online reactions. Very true. According to Strickland, modern wrestling culture has become overly cautious because people are too focused on protecting themselves from criticism and failure. So Swerve had this to say. I think you have to be daring. Dare to take that chance. Not too many people want to take chances, man, which is crazy. You got to worry about what everybody thinks, bro. You got to take that chance. Everybody wants a safety net now. I'm like, no, you only learn to fly without help. Mm-hmm. You learn how to swim by getting thrown in too, but we like the training wheels a lot in this era now. And it's like, just go do it. Like, but what if I fail? What's the worst that's going to happen? What if somebody makes fun of me or makes a meme out of me? I'm like, LeBron James gets memed every day. Jay-Z gets memed every day. The most successful people are getting made fun of.
Why did he mention LeBron?
There's
as the most
memes
successful
about,
people?
you know, John. There's memes about everybody.
Because he's the GOAT.
Anyways, there's memes about everybody.
Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
LeBron who?
Relax.
There's memes about God, bro.
Jordan has the greatest legacy, but LeBron's the greatest player. That's
He's
just
the
how it
gayest
is.
of all time.
This
The
is-
goat.
This is absolutely
No.
Jordan has
No,
a better
no,
legacy.
false.
LeBron's the
No,
better
Tommy.
athlete.
Okay,
No,
all of you
Tommy,
are
no,
wrong. All of
I
you
mean,
are wrong.
Brandon's
All
trying
of
to
you
reach.
are wrong. You
I
know,
wasn't gonna get into
No,
it with
Tommy,
Big Vito.
no,
I wasn't
no.
gonna get into it with Big Vito, but I'll get into it with y'all. All right?
no, y'all are wrong. No, y'all are wrong. You know who the true NBA legend is
Nah.
currently?
If you say,
You know who it currently
Okay.
is? It's Danhausen.
Okay. Oh, yes. Very
It's Danhausen.
I thought
With
you knew
all-
ball, bro.
With
I
all
thought
the
you knew
miracles he's pulling off right now in New York,
Dick
it's
munching.
Danhausen.
Are you kidding me?
He would just curse all
Danhausen
the
is the best
basketball
thing to
players.
ever happen to the New York Knicks.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
sorry
no,
for
his
Brandon.
curse, his
Tommy's
curse is
afraid
real.
of
He
treating
lifted
New
the
York
curse.
Knicks.
He lifted the curse now. Now he
Yes,
put
and
the
ever
curse
since
on-
he lifted the curse, they've been undefeated.
yeah, now he's putting it on the Cavaliers, and the Cavs, you know, they just lost. I think so.
Who?
they're about to get swept.
Cleveland has a team.
They were
Aren't you an
up.
Ohioan?
They were up by
Yeah.
The Cavs have a good team.
Yeah,
Y'all are in the
fucking
playoffs.
points,
Y'all
and
in
that
the
was the
playoffs, bro.
highest
Y'all
they've
should be
ever been
lit.
in that series, bro. It all went downhill.
I'm not
from
originally
there.
from Ohio.
Y'all should be happy though. Like Cleveland's in the
I
playoffs.
am.
I'm not.
Fuck
I
the
made one little
Cavaliers.
comment. I didn't know it was going to turn into a debate. I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Mike, y'all can suck
Fucking
my
Jordan
dick.
is the GOAT.
All right, John.
I mean, I agree with you, Monkey, but that was my
I
comment.
like
Was
him
to that
suck.
fact.
LeBron
But
sucks. End of story.
No, it's not that deep. I was just fucking with y'all. I'm
Y'all
sorry,
can suck
Brandon.
my dick.
Brandon, you can take it back. Take control.
Fuck, I
Go ahead,
remember
Brandon.
I was.
Do some
Right here.
housekeeping.
you were.
I was gonna start. I can't remember now. I'm gonna start there. Okay. So Swerve says, I think you have to be daring. Dare to take that chance. Not too many people want to take chances, man, which is crazy. You've got to worry about what everybody thinks, bro. You got to take that chance. Everybody wants a safety net now. And I'm like, no, you only learn to fly without help. You learn how to swim by getting thrown in too. But we like the training wheels a lot in this era now. And it's like, just go do it. Like, but what if I fail? What's the worst that's going to happen? What if somebody makes fun of me or makes a meme out of me? I'm like, LeBron James gets memed every day. Jay-Z gets memed every day. The most successful people are getting made fun of. There's memes about everybody. There's memes about God, bro. I saw something recently that said humility is an emotion that we need to feel again. What's the worst that can happen? You fail, you're right back to where you are now. In a nice house, you got shelves full of sneakers, and you're going to eat today. And a quote. So the question is, do you think Swerve Strickland is right about modern wrestling becoming too safe, or is the business simply evolving with the social media era? Okay, my opinion, Swerve is right on the money here. Like, what did he say was wrong in that? Like, Cody Rhodes talked about this. Randy Orton's talked about this. Too Tough Tony, when we had him on the show, talked about this. We're always concerned how people are feeling about them, what they're saying about them, if there's memes made about them, but that should even be in their mind frame. You're on TV, they're not. So that shouldn't even matter. You're the one that they're watching. You're not watching them, they're watching you. So you shouldn't like not care what a fat Mark in Arkansas's hand-downs pants has to say about you. Anyway, if you get memed, that's a good thing. It means you're important enough that you're on their mind in order to be memed, to be created a meme about. So if you ask me, that's a badge of honor. But no, like it's so pussified these days, and that's all people care about. And Cody said the exact same thing. They go out, they do their shit. As soon as they walk back to the curtain, they're mainly doing this. That's the first thing they do. Yeah, Swerve is 100% right. I 100% agree. John, let's go with you. Your thoughts on Swerve's comments.
Think about how many great moments we would have missed out on if these guys in the past were thinking about this. Like, I don't want to get memed. I don't want to do anything too ridiculous. And this is why it becomes the super safe. Like, you know, imagine HBK before he faces Hogan. If he's like, I could do that overselling, but that might get memed and made fun of, so I better not try it. Like, you would have missed out on a cool moment. And there's a million of them during promos. Like, you know, they were ad-libbing like shit back in the 80s, 90s and everything, you know, where fucking forgot his lines a lot of times very clearly and would just make up something on the spot and take a risk. And so, yeah, it makes you play it way too safe when you're in this sort of mindset. And it ruins your creativity, too, because you're like, I'm not going to try anything crazy. What if people think that it's silly or it's stupid? And it's like, kind of what you were saying, Brendan. It's like that's the only way you're going to be memorable. It's good to get memed in a certain sense. Like as long as you're not getting memed for like always injuring people or something like more serious like that. Like, oh, this guy's a career killer or some shit. Like that's obviously a bad one. But like if it's just like a silly moment in the ring or on a promo or anywhere, like that's fucking great. That's gonna get you viral, and then people are gonna probably watch your next thing if they found it funny. This kind of goes back to a lot of the writing in it, where I feel like the whole character for wrestlers now is just gymnasts of different ethnicities. It's like, oh, this is a gymnast from this country, this is a gymnast from that country. It's like they're afraid to like take risks with characters a lot too, to where they're just like, oh well, we won't make anything too silly. Let's just, this person's identity is that they are this country. It's just like, okay, that's kind of just playing it safe. I don't know.
All right, Hobo, let's go to you next. Thoughts on Swerve's comments?
I 100% agree. He's actually correct, because this whole business is all about making risks. If we didn't, like, if Vince didn't take a risk on making WWE with WrestleMania, it would have wrestling wouldn't be the way it is, like that at the peak as it was at one point. Because obviously WWE is not the same anymore, and being memed, that's a good thing, because like John and Brendan says, like it makes you memorable. You're like, look how many of the legends have been memed back then. Like there's so many memes about them. Like just I seen a lot of Randy Savage memes. I seen a ton of Psycho Sid memes. Those are funny as fuck. Because Psycho Sid is a good example. Like he just pretty much says random shit and he managed to make it work, even though it didn't make sense. Or Warrior as well. That's a good example.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about airplanes and crashing.
Right.
That's just nonsense right there, and I love it.
All that stuff, dude. All right, Monkey, your thoughts on Swerve's comments, my friend?
So I got a question. Is it first off, I agree with everything that we're saying here. Like being a meme in wrestling is kind of like the whole point of being in wrestling. Like you're trying to get over, and that's how you get over. Like that very definitionally, that is how you get over. So I understand that. I don't really have a contrarian opinion to that. But who the fuck is doing this? Is what that's my question. Who's playing it? Say Danhausen, Joe Hendry, fucking over in AEW they got the Takeda guy that fucking has that whole meme about fucking things up in production. Like there's 1,001 fucking meme wrestlers. Kit Wilson. There's like 1,001 meme fucking wrestlers. I don't know what Strickland's seeing, because I don't have that same prognosis for wrestling right now. It seems like everybody's trying to be a meme. So I mean,
I wonder. This guy's in AEW, right? Sor Strickland. Make sure I got my companies right. Well, I wonder.
In AEW, there's a fuckload of meme people too, though.
Maybe he's talking about just experience in both WWE and AEW. Maybe he's seen what we're not knowing about. That could be a possibility. I think more meets the eye here too. Tommy, let's go to you. Your thoughts on Swerve's comments?
Hold on, I just want to address CR Lady Cat here. So there are two different streams. There's a mobile stream, and then there's a horizontal stream that you can put on your TV. So if it's showing up as a vertical stream, just switch to the vertical stream, or I mean the horizontal stream.
Horizontal,
yeah.
Yeah, we have both mobile and desktop.
Thanks for coming.
Hello, Lady Cat.
Hope you enjoy their show. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's trying to meme. I mean, John Cena, he's the biggest meme, right? You can't see me. He's the invisible guy. That's the meme, right? And everybody's got a meme. Vince McMahon, he's the biggest meme in the world.
You're fired.
I got like 4 different clips of Vince McMahon memes. You know what I mean? Like,
I am.
You're
No pervert.
fired.
What up, G?
What up, G?
Just retired. He's
Come on
started
out,
a while back.
rapist!
His wife, she's gonna be raped.
that one's a personal favorite.
What?
What's up, Holmes?
There we go. That one.
Anyone who's not Caucasian. Leave.
One of the only white people to successfully
Yeah,
drop
yo.
the N-bomb on
So,
national
look,
television.
I'm saying, I think Swerve might be just trying to give out some advice, like big homie advice, like, yo, I'm in the industry, headlined a couple big pay-per-views now. People ask me these questions. So this is just like basic kind of word garbage, mouth garbage. He's just like, yeah, I think, blah,
Word
blah, blah.
salad.
Like, yeah, someone just asked him a question and he just answered it as so, or if he's just making a statement just to like put himself in the headlines again. Because we have a comment here by Mr. T. He even says like, yeah, but Swerve's idea of taking a risk is burning someone's house down. So like,
Well, who booked that though?
I do understand where he's coming from because a lot of
excuse
these
me.
guys are very like death match, death card, like hardcore
hello?
wrestlers, and they're trying to do the most fucking outlandish stunt,
Mr. T,
to get
Prob-
clips.
problem? Hello? Is that
What?
problem? Is that a problem? You don't like burning people's fucking houses down?
Oh.
Was that not cool as shit?
Depending on the circumstances there.
Sorry.
You gotta ask permission first. I mean, that's usually.
Oh yeah, of course.
Can I please burn your house down, John?
Yes, at least. If we go to the next person here, Mr. T also says, have the AEW roster as memeable, honestly.
They
I'm not
are.
familiar with the roster, but I know some are for sure. Alright, let's go to Eric, your thoughts on Swerve Strickland's comments.
What did he say again? I'm sorry.
Okay, so he was calling out wrestlers afraid of becoming internet memes. He was saying you need to learn how to fail in order to get better as a performer and not rely on having training wheels on. You gotta learn what works, what doesn't, or else you're not gonna become a better performer. You're just gonna be coddled.
I mean, yeah, he's not wrong.
So
like, he's actually completely 100% right. Like, in order for you to actually be able to improve and see what things you're able to do, you're gonna fail a few times. Like, you can't expect to get it right the first time every single fucking time, like, because that's never gonna happen. I mean, I could understand this from a personal perspective because when I used to do martial arts, like, and I used to compete, I wasn't putting something in a form or in a performance unless I was able to do it like muscle memory. If I wasn't able to do it like muscle memory, then it wasn't going to be a move that I'm going to do in front of a live crowd just yet. I'm going to practice it more. So I guess I'm like 50-50 on it because it's like, yes, you have to be able to put forth that risk if you want to be able to, get better. But at the same time, if you're not fully comfortable in doing a certain move set yet, then you can't force it.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Jared.
And quite honestly, here's where I probably am going to talk a little bit of shit. Maybe if the AEW roster actually took that into thought process instead of doing X, Y, and Z and 50 million Canadian destroyers every single fucking match, maybe there wouldn't be like 5 to 6 to 10 injuries every week.
I agree. I definitely agree on that.
Same with WWE, bro. Io Sky's doing way too many flippy dippy shit,
Oh,
and I
God,
love her,
I
but I always
understand
feel like she's gonna hurt herself. And
Especially with a trash can.
Yep, she's
Oh,
next.
yeah.
Hey, Jared, let's go to you, my friend. Thoughts on Swerve's comments?
Here's the part that makes me laugh. You're in a business where the fans decide your fate. I mean, flat out. They either like you, they're going to make you money, or they're going to boo your ass out of the building. And if you're that damn afraid, let's open the door, give me your parachute, get the fuck out. Next.
Yeah.
Mr. T
End of
agrees for
story.
sure.
And I want to add to that, bro. In every industry, like if you're doing YouTube and people are memeing you, doing clips of like your streams and shit, that's another way you get over just in this like social media industry. Like memes are like,
Look at Beardo.
Yeah, the key is just
Exactly.
be genuine. Don't be like shooting. Don't be like, going for the meme. Like, oh, I'm about to do something crazy. Like that's when it's cringe.
And I've been I've tried. I've been desperate to like make a meme before, and I think like the less you try to be a meme, and you're just kind of being yourself, and things happen organically. That's when a meme's fire, bro. Like things are out of context. You could just put whatever context you want on it, and
Funny shit will happen. If you're
That's
like
true.
talking with your, with people that you have good chemistry with enough, it will happen.
Unexpected comedy comes from that.
Well, like, because I know there's IRL streamers who will like swat themselves, bro. to get more views and shit. So like,
Oh, that's just the victimhood Olympics kind of
yeah,
deal
but like
too.
there are people who are really desperate, and like that's kind of the same idea of what,
victimhood Olympics.
you know, you don't want to burn yourself. You don't want to burn, like if you are going to burn the house down, don't get burned in the process. You know,
That's why you ask.
That's right, for permission there. And before we go to Paladin there, I do want to say that if someone like made a meme of us, like 8 of us, I'd be honored. That'd be shit. That would be fucking cool.
Like literally just now whenever I made,
No, even back in the day, you could ask Monkey this. When people used to make memes of me, I'd be like, "Fuck you, that's shit. Do better."
Yeah. Now, Paladin, let's go to you, my friend. Thoughts on
Finally, actually was like, I was like, okay, you know what? That's kind of funny. Was when this one dude, Mike Hecht, was fucking making memes of this goddamn headshot that I got.
Yeah, send it to me. I'm curious to see if you still have it. I'd love to see it. Paladin,
I'm sure
your
Monkey will
thoughts?
find it somewhere on the internet.
Oh, John's house is on fire. You're right, Hobo. Okay, so Paladin, your thoughts?
out of my
on
house,
Smurf
Hobo.
I got the gasoline ready.
Right. All right.
The line is we're going to let Aina speak his mind anytime.
Jay, drop this name. Hey, go ahead.
What about
All right, so
You dropped this actual name. And I kept it
wait,
quiet.
who's
I know-
enjoying anal? I'm confused.
Oh, you are. Hey, go ahead, Aina. Now the cat's out of the bag.
that's my name. Sure, look, it's in my Twitch bio. Sure, look, I don't mind. In terms of sort of Strickland's comments, look, like so many of our favorites have become memes. Randy Orton is a freaking meme. He's gold. No doubt that I've seen the Sid memes. I've seen Hogan memes. I've seen Rock memes. I have seen so much, and it is a badge of honor. It is a badge of honor if it's something that it's a special moment or it was a special sort of like particular time in their career. It was like, God, that's meme worthy. We got to do it. And wrestlers should not be afraid of taking risks, of becoming a meme or becoming something that they could be remembered for forever. Because, yeah, they may have done something stupid or said a silly promo or said something that was a bit awkward, but they get put on a pedestal. And, like, for content creators, if you actually became a meme, it is a badge of honor. Trust me. It is a legit badge of honor. If, like, there's a GIF of you or someone did make a meme of you, and yeah, you could take off. You just don't know. So Swerve is right in this one. If you're going to really evolve in this business, or if you want to get your name out there, if you become a meme, you know, people are going to notice. They're going to want to know, where did this meme come from, or who is this? Who is this person? It's like, oh, cool, they're a wrestler, or oh, this is a sports player. You know, in any industry,
right? Yeah,
someone wants to be a meme.
And with these memes, you can make merch out of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, on to the next one here. So, WWE believes AEW may struggle to land major TV deal after the current contract ends. So, this is an interesting one I found here. So, there's someone in the inside in WWE are talking behind the scenes that they feel AEW will not be able to land a television deal after their current deal expires. So everyone's favorite Goblin from California was talking about this in his newsletter.
Wait. You're talking about Dave Meltzer?
The Goblin, yes, Meltzer.
Dave Meltzer.
Oh man, you that guy?
No Goblin. That shit is crazy. I really don't like that guy.
I don't.
I really don't like that guy.
Well, no, come on now, guys. I'm pretty sure that you guys don't mind me a huge amount. I mean, obviously, I like to think that.
I got something else for Dave Meltzer. He's going one-on-one with
The Undertaker!
That's very true. And I'm sure we're gonna say fuck Dave Meltzer. Anyway, the Goblin said, okay, now I gotta go back to
I don't
to
own
the
that.
author.
All rights to WWE. Please don't take us down there.
All right, so the Goblin says, but another person in WWE noted to us this week that they have definitely spread word in the company among some, if not many, that AEW will be on Paramount Skydance, and question if they can get a viable deal elsewhere. One person there noted that people at the highest levels are talking like AEW won't get another deal. And so the rumor is that, do you guys think AEW, because apparently there's a merger happening right now, and the rumor is, are they able to have some sort of backup plan if this merger happens, or they're shit out of luck? So
No, they're
Eric,
shit
I
out
want
of
to
luck.
go to you,
They're
Eric,
fucked.
because you work in the business, you have experience more than us. I will get your take on Dave's reporting here. Like AEW has a chance, or they're fucked.
No, I think they're fucked.
Like what can they do?
100%. I think they're fucked. Main reason why I say that is because, I mean, think about it. WWE has kind of dipped their toes into just about every TV network now. I mean, they're in on USA Network. They're in on fucking ESPN. They're in on Paramount now. They're in on Netflix. Where exactly are they going to go? Because the thing is that the main reason why their deal is not being renewed is because their numbers suck. Like they're not even one of the top 10 shows on HBO Max right now. And the problem with them not bringing in those numbers is mainly because of the fact that, what is it? It's mainly because of the fact that their storylines suck. Like their storylines have no depth. Their storylines have no meaning. And when they have no depth and no meaning, then what the fuck are you building off of?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And there's nothing there to get people talking or interested. You're not going to increase your business.
Exactly.
Monkey, let's go to you. Thoughts on this room window that Dave's talking about?
First off,
are we going to do our FDM?
Anything Dave Meltzer says, you can almost bet the opposite's happening. Okay.
So
bet the opposite is happening.
That man is a paid shill. My only fucking hope is Dave Meltzer for some fucking reason starts making football takes so that I can make money off of this. Because he's just, it's too obvious now that AEW's paid him off. So none of his reporting, it might as well be like BuzzFeed for AEW. It means nothing.
Wait, I thought the Japanese paid him off.
And that too, the Yakuza did. Okay, now before we go to the next person, I want to show you guys that I found this and put this on Paladin Show. So WrestleNomics does a lot of the ratings reporting for all major wrestling. And I have
WrestleNomics.
Here. Oh, you don't like WrestleNomics?
I don't like anybody that's not RTC. RTC 10 a.m. Eastern every Friday.
I was going to say I don't like anybody and ended at that.
Oh.
It's just like I don't like anybody.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Okay, so Purple's AEW here. I want to show you their numbers. So April 15th is when Darby Allin won the belt. So you had 700K people. 710,000 people watching on the 15th. Okay, and let's go to the next week. 617K. I drop. Then the week after that, 596K. Drop. Let's go to the recent weeks now. Small increase, but not enough. May 6th, 590. May 13th, 585. Then this recent episode, 613. So you mean tell me within 1 month they only kept 100? Well, no, they lost 100,000. It's not working. People are not interested. They're not. And
it's because they suck.
Yeah, they're not interested here. Okay, before we go to the next person there, they
suck dick.
Yeah,
because they suck dick.
Yes, Dave sucks dick. All right,
Yeah, we know you do, Eric.
TKO has the AEW over a barrel right now. UFC is on Paramount now. WWE is on USA and Netflix, so AEW can't go there. I think AEW's best option would be YouTube TV plus Collision has to be canceled.
Put it
Yeah.
on.
That's the thing, though. WWE's already on YouTube TV, you know, and I think a territory war will happen before AEW goes off television. Somebody's gonna pick them up. In my opinion, like that's not gonna happen. Like maybe they are fucked, like numbers wise, but there's always a way to generate heat and bounce back from a dip. And I think Tony Khan's got way too many connections, and Ted Turner and TNT love pro wrestling, so they're gonna find a brand. I just watched the MJF interview, and they were talking about that, where they might go and he was saying like, people say this and that about our shows, but they're not watching it, and it's like it's true. People aren't watching it, bro. And because he tried to make it a point like, they say we don't do this and we don't do that, and like just say you don't watch the show. And like you can say that like this guy doesn't even watch the show, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But it's like, bro, we don't really have any interest to watch it to begin with. MJF
what about
is
that
a headliner.
show is interesting.
MJF's a headliner, and Chris Jericho's a headliner, but Chris Jericho's old, and it's like, if you're not going to build up the young talent properly, like Darby Allin getting a push, I don't know about if that's going to win over a lot of like casuals. It might win over your diehard AEW fans who ride with him, who fuck with his story, but he's not a headliner. Respectfully, he's a mid card.
And what's Russo say all these years? You have the marks. They're watching your show. You got those people. You want to expand your audience. You want to get the casuals to watch it. You want the masses to come back. They don't understand that. Well, before we go to the other people on this topic, I might as well. She brought it up their topic, the MJF here. So I'll combine two topics as one. So MJF then did a recent interview, and he's blasting toxic fans who trash the product.
Yeah, this is literally what I was talking about. Yeah. Ariel Helwani.
Ariel Helwani. So I'm gonna read MJF's quote there. Then we'll get more the people who didn't get their takes on the last topic to also throw the 2 cents in.
Yeah, I know. We got to get some people's takes in here.
So MJF says, it's gotten to the point now because of the black eyes that were created in the past. There was a time when people were saying AEW's bad, and there's a reason for that, because there was some bullshit going on. But in 2026, there's nothing to say, man. We're putting on great show after great show.
No, you're not.
So that pay-per-view bottom are up, proof. And I'm about to be in the main event, the second biggest grossing domestic pay-per-view in the history of our company. If you
are a liar
right now.
Well, I mean, he's not lying about that. They have grossed 1.5 million so far for Double or Nothing this year.
You shouldn't though. Whenever people use that as like the metric.
Now, 1 second. If you go to social media right now, if there's a post that says AEW is bad, it used to be like, yeah, you're right. Screw AEW. Now it's like, you're not watching the show. They just say you're not watching the show because you're clearly not watching the show. Well, I watched the show. Okay, what's happening? Bullshit. Okay, so you don't watch the show. And that's it. So the question is, do MJF is right that many AEW critics are judging the company without actually watching the shows? Or do you believe the criticism is still fair? Okay, I want to go in my 2 cents here, and I'll pick whoever didn't go in the last one. Okay, MJF. People that stopped watching AEW saw what was going to become. It was a glorified promotion with a high budget. It was an indie fan with higher motion. Just spot.
What is that noise?
I have no idea.
Someone's got a jet engine going past several times.
Is your phone in your pocket or something, homie?
I'm at my desk here. Okay,
no, I'm talking to Hobo.
Oh, that's not
anyway. Here, try this again. So when people stop watching AEW, especially in the beginning, because I stopped after the first 5 episodes of Dynamite in 2019, many of us fans seen what it was going to be, a glorified indie promotion, which is Spot Monkeys. That's why many people don't watch. And this is when Tony Khan did that interview with Russo and Coachman. I was hoping Coach and Vince would get into his head, but no, he's staying true to his guns. He books shows that he thinks his fans would like, not increasing the audience. And some of the violent deathmatch shit they do in pay-per-views, it just turns people off. No one's interested. You can only do so much with your niche audience. It's gonna get to the point where TNT and TBS, even pay-per-view companies like okay, we're paying you this much money, but we're not seeing a return in our investment. Like, we want to know what the hell is going on. Then that's going to make them drop them or not do business with them anymore. And this is why Tony Khan, I wish he would understand. He thinks it's all hunky-dory right now, but it's going to come back in the future and bite him in the ass. Then he's going to sit down and wonder, oh, gee, maybe I should have listened to Dave Meltzer and the IWC. Oh, gee, I should have took what Russo and Coach were telling me. Oh, gee, I should have...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that, to put the two together, that's why I know there's maybe...
But
people
you know,
that are
I'm
not
okay. I have Dave Meltzer. I have my secret weapon. I got Dave Meltzer.
All right, so
Wait, Monkey, hit the Tony Khan. Hit the Tony Khan.
Thank you.
Fuck! Yeah! Timeless Tony Storm. Fuck her up. I don't even care about that shit. I don't even care about that shit no more.
Do you have anything?
I know. She was like one of the only fucking women's wrestlers that anybody ever cared about. But nah, I'm not feeling it anymore. Fuck. God. Get Chris Jericho on the line right now.
Right now. All right. So, Paladin, your thoughts now on MJF's comments, but Meltzer saying AEW may not get a deal at the end of 2027.
Now, for people who said he won't get one, I disagree. The options are open for him. I mean, you just look at what Tony Khan has: Fulham Football Club, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he has AEW. And like you look at the ties his father has. It's like he has that unlimited checkbook. He's a lot like a Ted Turner. Has the checkbook. He has the money. He can get a spot in their network. If people think, oh no, he can't, this has become a very cliche thing. It's I don't think so. He can get somewhere. It doesn't matter where. He can get on a streaming service. You think he's not going to get anything, but I hate to say it, you're going to be wrong. He's going to get something at the end of the day because of what his connections, his father, himself, what he owns, and just the fact that he can just throw around money. I mean, he can keep financing AEW. It's his baby. He can do what he wants with it. You know?
Yeah.
As much as we think that he's not going to get one, he's going to get one. He'll find somewhere.
I'm more so concerned what my cheat meal is going to be tonight.
Well, you did your cheesesteak there. Hobo, let's go to your thoughts on MJF's comments and the fact Dave is reporting that people in WWE is saying they may not get a TV deal by the end of 2027.
Well, I wouldn't trust Dave Meltzer, but anyways, agreed. But like, there could be a possibility of him not having a TV deal because like TKO is everywhere. I agree, they're in everything now. So, but I don't believe AEW will go away though. That's for sure, definitely not. Tony Khan said he has the money to fund it like for a long time.
It's a psyop to get you to watch more AEW, bro.
It's not working because I'm not watching it. Well, anyways, so I do believe he will fund it with his own money if he has to. And also, he might even make his own streaming company if he wanted to.
No, you know what's gonna happen if he runs out of money. Then all we're gonna hear next is Daddy, Mr. Daddy Shaheed.
Bro,
Can
he
you
could
please
do
throw me some more money?
AEW Network.
Oh my god, let's go down the work. Dave, can we go down the work? Oh my god, I can hear the voice switching on.
I'm running out of money because my company is not making any. Can you throw me some more?
No,
Just give me a little loan of $1 million.
Before you leave this topic, come back to me.
Okay. All right. So now before we go to the next person, I want to catch up on a couple of Mr. T comments here. As for the network there, plus Fox isn't going to pick them up. Talking about AEW, they got Bischoff's wrestling promotion too. Not only Fox is not going to pick him up, but for those that know or don't know, when was the last time they got involved with professional wrestling? Not amateur wrestling like Bischoff, professional wrestling. So when SmackDown was on the network.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? SmackDown flopped. They put so much money and investment into SmackDown. It did not live up to their standards. They dropped them. They did not renew them. They dropped them. And next one here. Yeah, I like Darby, but Tony only popped the rating when he gave Darby the belt because it was only in his hometown. Also, wouldn't it make sense for Darby to beat MJF in Queens for? I'm assuming that's double or nothing. That's what he means by that. Yeah, for a pay-per-view. Build up for a pay-per-view buy.
Does make sense.
Yeah, and I just want to add here. This is all I got to say. WWE Network was a great idea. If AEW is smart, they do their own AEW Network.
They are.
You know, $10 a month to watch AEW, all their shit.
They're actually doing that. My AEW is the name of it. Tony currently is working on
There
that.
you go. Then they don't need another fucking partner. They just, cut the middleman
They can
out.
honestly just throw it all on their network.
Yeah, cut the middleman out, and they just put their own ads and put their own fucking shit they want to promote.
Be a story promotion there. We got 2 more comments. So the next person. All right, again by Mr. T. I was sold a ton of goods by Tony. Remember when Tony said AEW was going to be a sports-based wrestling like Mid-South NWA / Crockett? Also, I knew it was screwed when he made the Bucks and Kenny Olivier as VPs. Yep. That's the last one.
No,
So
the
he
last
gave-
thing AEW is like is NWA, and I can tell you that personally because I work for NWA.
Yeah, like the 2 promotions are not even close. One actually puts effort into their shit, while the other one, a Mark Cokehead, runs it. Last one. Shad, yep. Yeah! That's me! That's me! All right, Shad gave Tony his inheritance, so yeah, believe he's got tons of cash. But if he goes to a certain platform, our fans going to buy it. He's got Honor Club, and nobody pays or watches that. That's only $10. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's not to the point now where he's actually been having the weekly TV go for free.
Yeah, I think if he does make a change,
Wow.
we're fucked. So, John, then let's get to you now. Your thoughts on Dave's comments about them not getting a deal by the end of 2027 and MJF's comments.
I think they're going to get a deal. It's the thing is there's more platforms than people, I think, nowadays. So you can find some place. It's how prevalent and how successful can you be on that platform? Sure. Hell, I know because I watch obscure horror movies and shit on Tubi all the time. And like that probably don't cost shit to get on. So you can find some place. You want to get a prominent place. So yeah, I'm not really worried about them like outright not having a platform. I would say the main thing for them is like the WWE is trying to like seemingly hem them in and corner every possible thing off. And so at a certain point, they should just like try to be radically different, whether that's treating it like a more kayfabe thing where it's like you're treating it more seriously. Like it sounds like they sort of acted like they were going to and then didn't follow through on. Or I don't know, like do something more silly or something. It's hard to, that's people get paid the big bucks. They can figure that out with the billionaire paying them, but try to differentiate, I guess would be the main advice. And then also on a less serious note, now that my serious thoughts are out of the way, I'd like to work for that guy. He seems like he has a lot of nice resources.
I'm on 10,000 milligrams of caffeine, Mean Gene. I can see sounds.
I'm thinking I hear voices, but it might just be that guy sniffing into the mic. And my beard would have turned white sooner if I'd have been in that promotion.
Oh!
Yeah.
Another 10,000 milligrams to the dome, Mean Gene.
Ah! Come on, big guy! Ah! Don't lie with me! Ah!
Imagine Mean Gene on coke. That
Think
would
I'm snorting cocaine? No, it's creatine.
Great. All right, so Jared, did I go to you for this? Because Monkey said go back to him. I guess not. Okay,
What?
there are your thoughts
Monkey?
on
Monkey?
MJF's comments and Meltzer's reporting.
Well, let's see. When it comes to Meltzer's reporting, fuck that mouse fart.
Yep.
I think AEW has a shot getting on Amazon Prime. That's just my opinion. And when it comes to MJF, I am not going to listen to a guy that looks like Screech on motherfucking Saved by the Bell.
Oh, damn.
I love it.
Enough
I
so.
love it. Fair enough. All right, Monkey, you said come back to you. You're up, my friend.
The number one thing that you should probably take to the bank here, which
You
is
got me.
kind of funny because it's ironically punned. Money can buy a lot of things. Yes, it can buy TV deals, and it probably will buy a TV deal. Let's no bones about it. But it can't buy fan interest. Otherwise,
Star
we'd be
Trek
interested.
Academy.
Otherwise, we'd be fucking interested though. Like, truthfully, they can't. That dude's rolling fucking for sure in NFL money, but that ain't buying our interest. Like, the only thing that they can do to buy our interest is make the product interesting. They failed to do that. Like, and to MJF's comment, I have watched the product. Well, I've tried. The problem is that you can't stick. Do you have moments in AEW that become like, all right, this is cool, and then you go to watch next week to see the follow up, and it's dog shit. The follow up is dog shit. So you fall out. Anytime you go and try to get like any sort of interest going. I follow Tony Storm, and I love Tony Storm. They buried after fucking what's her face leaves the WWE. She becomes fucking super irrelevant, dude. Like, and it's because they ran out of things to do. MJF, big headliner guy. What did they just do with him? They fucking buried him. To who?
They might have him. He might be bald after Sunday.
They buried him to who though?
Darby.
Why? You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, you're just like a toxic hater or something. We
no,
can't
dude.
please
Like, when you go when you go and fucking make moves like that, but then don't follow up. It's not to who, and then you have to ask why. They don't actually have a why other than it's Darby Allin and he's an underdog. That's not enough, bro. That's really not enough. And then the shit that they do is repetitive. On top of that,
Yep.
So like,
Yep.
it doesn't matter what TV deal they get. We're not watching. And
We're
until
not.
the fucking product gets better, we're not going to. We'll check
That's
it
true.
out.
Yep.
We'll see, because you've got names that we like, so we'll check it out.
Yep.
But we're not sitting there watching the whole fucking product. Sorry, MJF. Make
And
that
you would
shit
have
more
a
interesting.
gradual increase if you had a good product. Like, even if you had to start out from zero, if you were doing a good job and you were like keeping people week to week, because really it's about retention as far as growing an audience. Like, anybody can pop by for one little thing, and so like the fact that it's up and down and generally down, it's like that means that you're doing a bad product. Like, people are giving it a chance, they are choosing not to stay.
Yep.
The
And I
last
want to
thing,
add on to that.
the
but
last
go ahead.
thing that I'll say is, it's very obvious. This whole thing with Meltzer in the report, it's a fucking psyop to guilt trip you into watching more fucking AEW. They are not that fucking pressed about the TV deal. They know they're fucking in the bank for that. That's bullshit. It's just to
And while
rile you
you're at
the
it,
fuck up.
and while you're at it, watch AEW and waste $15 a month and subscribe to my bullshit news website.
Yep. And to add on both y'all's and everyone's here, this is why going back's fucking AEW. This is recent. So I'm gonna give you guys Meltzer on that payroll. He is on that payroll.
So the caption reads, when you're going to work, but you're a WWE fan. And she got into her car to do this one.
Okay.
When you're going to work.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, I passed it right here.
All right, it is time for the closer.
Thank God.
This was sent in by Michael Castle, Matthew Ortiz, Ariel Rivera, Gaurav Kumar from Germany,
Your friend mine.
and EM. And it's Meltzer and Alvarez talking about Dynamite.
And this is why no one cannot take AEW seriously. He's on that payroll. So just get ready, guys. I hope you guys got your Advil.
Dynamite.
If you watch Dynamite and you are one of the 60% that did not watch Collision, all you know is on Dynamite last week, Will Ospreay was
Alvarez loves
kidnapped.
pointing all the shit out that makes absolutely no sense to Dave.
He does.
He loves it. Like it's his favorite part of the show.
Yep.
And you are one of the 60% that did not watch Collision, all you know is on Dynamite last week, Will Ospreay was kidnapped by the Death Riders, and a week later he's now friends with them and training with them.
But they did explain.
No, they didn't. They said they had a talk on Collision.
The announcer said
They
they
had a talk on Collision.
Yeah, that's what they said. They already told
Dave, this sucked. You've got to show people stuff. This aired on Collision, dude. 370,000 viewers.
Well, probably a lot more than that because we're not including HBO Max.
Okay. Well,
Oh my God! Wow!
Never disappoints, man.
He's
He
got a
never
fight. Wow. Okay,
disappoints,
pause
bro.
this real quick. Pause this real quick. That just got me.
Okay. Yeah.
This motherfucker. Dude, okay, so you're telling me when Alvarez is actually calling him out on his bullshit, this man's like, oh, but we're not even counting the HBO Max stream number. Okay, so what? You want to count like another 5,000 people? It's not really going to be a big difference, buddy. All right, the problem is that the product sucks. And you getting that personally upset, that just answered my question now. You know what? I take back what I said. Apparently, you are in the back working. Apparently, Tony was that fucking dumb that he decided to put your dumbass Mark in charge to fucking book shit. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer is the one that's been doing all that shitty booking and AEW. Oh my God. This makes so much sense now.
You want to see Dave Meltzer's job interview?
Oh, don't worry, Tony. I'm gonna make sure now to use a lot of lubricant.
All right.
Oh, God.
Good times.
That's what they said. They already told
Dave, this sucked. You've got to show people stuff. This aired on Collision, dude. 370,000 viewers.
Well, probably a lot more than that because we're not including HBO Max.
Okay. Well,
I love the pause phase too.
Man, he never disappoints, bro.
Collision, dude. 370,000 viewers.
Well, probably a lot more than that because we're not including HBO Max.
Okay. Well, if we're not, Dave, hold on a second.
You realized how retarded what he just said
Dave,
was.
Dave, hold on a second. If we're not in
Hold on a second, Buster Brown.
Like right in your face. See that?
370,000
We get a pause.
viewers.
Well, probably a lot more than that because we're not including HBO Max.
Okay. Well, if we're not.
You 3D, man.
Dave, hold on a second. If we're not in.
And hold on. He is so fired up.
370,000 viewers.
Well, probably a lot more than that because we're not including HBO Max.
Okay, well, if we're not, Dave, hold on a second. If we're not including Max, we're not including Max for Dynamite either. So even more people didn't see it.
Right. But also, that number is probably way low because
the point is, Dave, half the people.
You have to take into consideration that maybe other planets out there, you know. We should be watching.
But also, that number is probably way low because
the point is, Dave, half the people. It is, Dave. Half the people watch Collision to watch Dynamite.
We'll see on Wednesday. We'll see when these numbers come out.
Okay. It's about half.
It was about two. It was just under 2/3.
All right. So half the people.
Just under 2/3.
I swear to God, this is Anthony Costello who's on first. I swear to God, bro.
Half.
It was about two. It was just under 2/3.
All right. So half the people.
2/3.
Just under 2/3.
Those people went from this fucking guy got kidnapped to now he's training with them.
Right.
And the only explanation is they had a talk on Collision. You should have showed the fucking talk. So people can understand what happened. What did Moxley say? But they didn't. It gets better.
So, who wants to? This is why. This is
Yo,
why.
welcome in, Mr. T.
Oh,
This
damn.
is why no one takes
T.
AEW Meltzer seriously. Can you shill harder for a company?
Yes, you also want to take into consideration that maybe other planets out there, maybe like Mars or Uranus, or possibly this like galactic planet that no one's ever heard of. Oh, you have to take into consideration those magic numbers that I just plucked out of thin air.
Well, also Meltzer, I have to say, what if somebody has like a big party to watch AEW, and so it's only one household, but it's got like 100 people watching? I bet that was like all those people. So you got to multiply those numbers by 10 or 1,000 or something.
He said that actually. He has said that in the past.
Oh my gosh, he's like, oh, tough economy. You know, everybody's gathering together to watch now. Yeah.
All right. So now, while I was gone, we had Backlash happen here. So I thought this would be interesting here. So Backlash, ESPN2 viewership is revealed. So to my understanding, they did what they did for WrestleMania. I think the first hour of it was free on ESPN2, and they revealed the numbers. So apparently 998,000 viewers on ESPN2 watched the first hour of Backlash. And it only includes ESPN2 television, not anywhere else. So I'm wondering, since I'm not American, I don't have ESPN. Do you guys think that WWE's ESPN partnership will help grow the PLE audience and the viewership, or no? And let's see, Tommy, I want to start with you on this. Like, do you think in the long haul this is gonna be good for both, or no?
What are we talking about?
God, Jesus Christ, put the joint down.
Tommy.
Okay, so Backlash on ESPN2, they did the first hour for free on TV. It drew over 990K viewers. And the question is, since I'm not American here, I don't get ESPN. Do you think that at the end of the day, ESPN is a good partner for WWE and TKO? And do they think they can help numbers grow the PLE viewership?
So personally, I don't think so. I think ESPN should stay far away from professional wrestling.
I say fuck TKO.
Yeah,
and that as well. I second that.
Fuck
opinion.
TKO. Fuck
TKO.
Fuck AEW.
Yep.
And watch NWA.
But
NJCW.
well, you know, like when you talk to people who watch sports, like football or basketball or baseball or soccer, you know, or whatever it is, or the Olympics, they don't really respect professional wrestling because they think it's watered down sports, you know. And I think in some ways, it's a niche audience and it doesn't mix all the time because, you know, like someone who watches UFC is not going to like WWE at times. And so I think it shouldn't be on ESPN just because ESPN's like, it doesn't promote them and it doesn't promote professional wrestling. Like, I think they're both a bad mix. Like,
yeah.
You know, like I'm not saying, you know, some stars blow up and they can coexist in other places. You know, they can, you know, Stone Cold can throw an opening pitch at a baseball game, you know, like that's cool and all, you know, but like they shouldn't be on the same streaming platforms.
Agreed. All right, Monkey, since you just came back, I want to fill you in here. We're talking about the Backlash viewership. Apparently, ESPN2 did the first hour for free. It drew 990,000 fans. And the question is, do you think, in your opinion, can ESPN help WWE PLE viewership numbers increase? And do you think they'll be a good partner for each other? Or you want me to come back to you here?
You're gonna hate my answer to this. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So ESPN, worldwide leader in sports. When you're trying to get over professional wrestling as, you know, sports entertainment, yeah, that makes sense. Pat McAfee, big draw for the WWE. Danhausen going on ESPN. That was really cool for WWE. Seth Rollins going on NFL Network every other week. That's really, really cool. It's more of an integration into sports. They're trying to get wrestling to be more integrated into the sporting scene, and less of its own like bastard child. Because you have to think historically, with especially WWE, but wrestling in general, they've never been treated seriously by sports networks up until now. And I think it's because it's indicative to sports networks changing. But yeah, at any time, like, you can get on a big, huge cable network like ESPN, It does add its benefits. It does get its viewership. You're going to get eyes that you wouldn't normally receive. ESPN's a huge network. There is a caveat, though, and where I agree with Tommy, especially when it comes to the TKO front and the UFC front. It comes to the caveat is pricing, and I don't think people understand yet. They're trying to in the industry. They're trying to, but wrestling fans notoriously exist in a tax bracket, okay? Like they don't make a fuckload of money. People that go to UFC events, they're balling most of the time, or they're paying out the ass for it, and they'll fucking suffer for the next 2-3 months because of it, budgeting. But wrestling fans that go to see shows, that want to watch the pay-per-views, that want to follow they're not going to be able to afford to justify the big money spent. So when you're talking about connecting into networks like ESPN or connecting to networks like UFC and TKO, and you want to try to price things certain ways, you run into walls with wrestling because you're finding out that fan base is budgeted and they're not going to be able to cleanly transfer into what you're trying to transfer into. Will it eventually happen? Yeah, it's the course of nature, but it's not going to be as easy as I think that they thought.
Okay, interesting further. Hey, now let's go to you, my friend.
Okay. Now, I'll always say this, okay? Professional wrestling has never been a sport. It never has and never will be, okay? I still remember the old slogan of old, and I will always stick to it. Jerry, I know you love wrestling, but just hear me out. Just hear me out, you. Shut up.
We don't co-sign that, but okay.
Right. Okay. Like, it can't be taken seriously as a sport. Okay, wrestling has always been theatrics. It's always been, all different sets. It's like a ballet. It's like theater. It's like theater that I've done for 25 years. It's nothing new. And I still even remember WWE's old slogan, the World Wrestling Federation. For over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment. I still remember that. And it hasn't changed. So the fact that they're on these like sport networks, it's like it doesn't work. It just doesn't work because like all the matches are like fixed. You know who's going to win. They know who's going to win. You know who's going to lose at the end of the day. It's not like other sports, like say basketball, NHL, NFL. You don't know who's going to win. You don't know who's going.
Would you consider gymnastics or weightlifting a sport?
I do, yeah. That's all technique. That's all.
How would that be any different from wrestlers? They both are, you said, ballets, gymnasts, and they're lifting each other, so that is weightlifting.
It's athletic, but it's not competitive. Like, it's cooperation.
That's what I'm sort of driving at. It's
not
like
man on man. It's cooperation.
Performance.
It's not like a competitive sports like the ones that say I watch.
What is ESPN? That's a sports entertainment. Like they do entertainment on that channel. So
do they? Because I don't know what
Pat. What is Pat? What is Pat McAfee? Like that is
I do agree though.
entertainment.
There is a place for that where you can integrate them, but I think where they fuck up is where they try to put prize picks on WWE and have people gambling.
I
on
know
it.
that is crazy. Yeah,
And like now, people are really gambling on WrestleMania and shit. And it's like, it's just bad business, and but like you said, UFC, you go to a UFC event, people think you're balling. Well, now it's like going to a WWE event, you have to be balling now because it's so expensive,
I wanted to take my kid to the last bucket. I'm sorry, Paladin. I do this to you all the time. I do not mean it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Every time the last time I went to go and take my kid to SmackDown, I saw the tickets and I couldn't do that. I just because it would have impeded on a concert that I was taking him to.
Fuck
And I
TKO.
that is
Agreed.
insane because 2 years before that, they were like half the price they are now. That's an insane jump, bro.
Yeah.
It really is. Maynard, do you have any final statements if I go to the next one here?
Yeah. So anyway, it's just that like for ESPN, usually when I think of that brand, so to speak, I just see them like they might be covering all the latest like sporting events, like whether it be basketball, NHL, NFL, NBA, or over here in Europe, they'll be covering soccer, they might be covering the rugby coverage, all that other stuff. Okay, those are competitive sports. That's stuff I can take seriously. So let's say, the Champions League final is coming up and they're talking about that and the strategies that the players are going to be trying to using. Okay, I'm going to be 100% invested in that. But with wrestling, you just don't know what's going to happen. It's, it's all one big show. So it's like match number one. Okay, they know who's going to win, but you don't, and they have like a certain time limit. It's not like they have an unlimited time limit. They have a time limit and they have to stay within that. They can't go over it. And yeah, so they're all on like these strict rules. Whereas at least with other sports, okay, their time limit is a lot more because of like the amount of stamina they need, the amount of training that they have to do. I mean, like football players are on like a pitch 90 minutes. That's a long time. And then you think extra time, that's like 30 minutes on that. So it's like nearly 2 hours on a pitch if it gets to like penalties or things like that. So it's like my personal opinion is just like wrestling, like WWE and ESPN, they just don't mix well. So I'll leave it at that.
All right. Hobo, let's go to you, my friend.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, so I just checking make sure my mic was working. Anyways, currently, ESPN, WWE do not mix because they're just, especially since everyone knows it's fake. Kayfabe died a long time ago. That's why. I know ESPN had I think AWA back in the day.
Yep.
And back then, that's when Kayfabe was alive, so they probably thought it was actually legit, and so it won't work now since we all know it's fake. And WWE will probably be the only one who would benefit in the short run, like time, but they're not going to be able to keep the momentum up, and because ESPN will probably try their best to get their money's worth from WWE, but they're not going to get much, frankly, because WWE and like sports fans they don't really like each other, really.
No, they don't. Remember, Hobo, when Dan Allison was on ESPN, they got
I
fucking
super disagree with that last statement, though. There's a lot of crossover between wrestling and sports. Like football, for instance, is like a big one.
Oh yeah. So as for that, okay, I want to give my take then, Monkey. I think back then, if they did this, let's say during the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era, when wrestling was cool, it was cool to be a wrestling fan at the time. When you had, larger than life personalities. So let's say, I'll use Ruthless Aggression Era, for example. Yeah, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Batista, John Cena, Randy Orton, JBL, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. You had these larger than life personalities that have been great for crossover. So if they did it back then again, in my opinion, when the product was either more hotter or more popular and they had more of a star-struck roster, then yes, I think absolutely they could have done this back in the day. I think now there's just no Brock Lesnar, there's no Hogan, there's no Austin, there's no Rock, there's no one really there, maybe besides Roman and Brock, to be that crossover guy that can really help, in my opinion.
Which back then we used to have a lot of back then.
That's my take on it.
I mean, that's fair. I think you guys are coming at it in a way where like you're expecting like genuine like wrestling updates, like as if we don't know what the winners are predetermined. It's more, I feel like the benefit of ESPN covering WWE and doing that in general is like, first off, there's the wayward fan, which we usually call dad, that keeps up on that stuff so that he can know what to talk about with his kid that's probably watching it for real. And then there's just the typical awareness. Like, you got to understand, ESPN's like a sports overall news station. There's things that happen in wrestling that they would prefer to cover, you know, and they don't get to in the old era. But now that they're, you know, being more cute or more friendly with the idea of WWE being involved, you know, they can act as another, you know, kind of like a dirt sheet equivalent, but like an actual news source for stuff like this. So you get backstage shit too. Like, I feel like ESPN in general, maybe I do agree WWE benefits more, obviously, but I think it can work with ESPN. Oh, I do agree the presentation right now could be better for it. I think NFL Network does it great with Seth Rollins, though. I will say that.
I mean, like back in the day, you know, they had Dennis Rodman hanging out with NWO. And I think they don't do those segments anymore with, like, Tyrese Halliburton when he's in the building or Jalen Brunson when he's in the building. Because they've had other NBA players, but they're just in the front row, like, at a show, and they might clap, and they, you know, like, hey, look who's here. But, like, I wish they had, you know, segments of, like, Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton smoking a cigar, you know, with LA Knight or something, you know, something cool. You know, there are ways to, like, do that, you know, that feels organic and is kayfabe, because it's like, oh, hell yeah, these are two top dogs meeting for the first time. You know, these are two alpha males in their own worlds. Like, you know, so I'm not saying, you know, they can't coexist. They definitely can coexist. It's just, you know, a lot of people would prefer to have them separate. You know, you like your coffee and you like your tea, but you don't like both of them in the same cup.
Yeah.
You know?
Keep the two separate, yeah.
I feel like there's a fair enough amount of people that go the other way around, like me, for instance, that they warrants the attempt. I don't know how successful it'll be in the long run, though. You know?
I mean, I like collaborations. I'm not anti-collaboration, you know?
No. I never was. No, like, I mean, when I started noticing celebrities coming into WWE, I thought it was cool at the time. I mean, I got to see Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger on. I just love when he beat the shit out of Triple H. That was fun. Or I got to see, like, Pete Rose, someone I didn't really know, but I was just like, yeah, he seems cool. Seems like a cool guy. Or like when Drew Carey, he entered the Royal Rumble. I was like, this guy's funny. I like this guy.
I like,
you know,
what they did with Gronk and what they did with George Kittle. Those were cool.
Or another good celebrity was, like, back in the day with Mr. T being there. You know, Pamela Anderson walking down, I think, with Shawn Michaels.
Diesel, WrestleMania 11.
Diesel. Oh, yeah, Diesel. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, like, yeah, they've always had celebrity involvement. You think of, like, the Osbournes, you think.
Bob Barker was good.
Yeah, Bob Barker, I remember him. Bob Barker was funny. R.I.P. with him, by the way. Yeah, so it's nothing new. And I don't mind that. I don't mind outsiders kind of coming in because they might add something to the product. I mean, I look at Logan Paul; he's actually added something to it, and like people thought he's not going to do anything. It's like I'm afraid everyone is dead wrong. Yeah.
All right, so Jerry, let's get to you here. Thoughts on the ESPN partnership for WWE?
Well, see, for me, I remember when the AWA started on ESPN in 1984. And then 2 years later, picked up World Class Championship Wrestling. And for me, that made life enjoyable in the 80s. And I got to set you straight on one thing, Paladin. In the 1920s and 30s, wrestling was completely real. It was when the promoters noticed how badly hurt their wrestlers were getting.
Oh, yeah.
Then they started.
I remember. I forgot you said that. Sorry. Jesus, I forgot you said
that. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Jerry coming in for the kill.
Yeah, I forgot about that. My bad. That was on me. That was on me.
Yeah. The promoters started noticing that the wrestlers were getting badly hurt, and that's when they would talk to action stars, and they started learning how to do the performing part, and hence now the wrestling that we have today.
Da-da-da.
Yep. Yeah, because I remember that's how I got hooked into wrestling, was watching AWA on ESPN, and for a while I thought that was the only wrestling out there. Until January of '85, first time I got to see WWF, and I was like, "Oh, okay, there's more out here. I like this."
And the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. Watched the first WrestleMania, and then
here we are now. Derek, thoughts on the ESPN partnership with WWE? Do you think they'll be a good partner for each other? Do you see it being a success long term, short term, or none at all?
Oh wait, is this to me?
Yep, your name's Eric, my friend.
to Eric.
Honestly, I really don't know at this point, just because there's a lot of things that they need to fix about their storytelling and a lot of things that they have to fix in general.
Agree.
And so if they don't work on that at all, and it just continues to basically be the same product that they're pushing out now, then they're just going to keep having the same problems. And at that point, then AEW is going to fizzle out.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because, I mean, AEW, I was one of AEW's biggest supporters when they first came on, but it's just what they've been pushing out lately isn't a good product.
And it hurts the wrestling business long term. It really does.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of something that hurts them long term here, let's go to here. So, former WWE star says his scripts gimmick failed because too many chefs got involved. So, Sidney Keem is finally explaining why his script's character in WWE NXT never became what he originally envisioned. And according to him, the gimmick completely changed once too many people got involved creatively. Speaking on the Rewind Recap Relief podcast, the Keem said the original idea was very different from what fans saw on television. Too many chefs in the kitchen. He comes in like, hey, just put this mask on and you'll be okay. That mask gave me this newfound confidence. I wrote the story where Dom had this animosity that his dad gave me that mask. Their head writer then said, what else do you do for fun? I said, I do slam poetry. It's like, oh, I had this idea of a dark poet. On TV, I wasn't ready because the mask was horrible. The gear was horrible, and the gimmick was horrible. What you saw was not scripts. You saw Blink Man. Okay, interesting. Oh, editor. So now this is what I don't understand. If he's talking about too many chefs in the kitchen here, what happened that they go from 2 to 3 people writing wrestling? You had at one point it was just Vince McMahon and Pat Patterson. Then you have McMahon, Patterson, and Pritchard. McMahon, Pritchard, Russo. McMahon, Cormier, Russo. Russo, Ferrara, McMahon. To 30 plus people. I don't understand. Like how hard it is. I don't understand why they need so many writers. Too many chefs in the kitchen. This has been hurting the WWE and for many years, in my opinion. And Eric, I'll go to you first. Like, do you think having too many chefs in the kitchen hurts them?
Oh, 100%. 150%. When you got too many, like you said, when you got too many cooks in the kitchen and too many opinions going on, that's kind of when things start to get a little confusing and storytelling can get a little off course, if that makes sense. Realistically speaking, in my opinion, each character should have 1, maybe 2 people tops working with them. And the reason why I say that is because if you got like 30 different people telling this guy what to do, there's a good possibility that he's getting like 15, 16 different opinions of what to do. And when you got that many different opinions, it becomes a little difficult to, it comes a little bit difficult to do what you need to do and actually portray your character the correct way.
If you're not in the same unit, it's divided.
Uh-huh.
And you don't want that. You want everyone to be on the same page.
Exactly.
All right, Ada, how about you, my friend? Like, I don't get like how they just don't understand. The more people you have in the kitchen, nothing's gonna, be resolved. Nothing's gonna be created.
Oh God, no. I mean, like that interview we did with Vince Russo, he said it was so easy because they were in casual clothing. They would meet up with Vince at all hours of the morning in his casual clothes, writing up, the shows for like months in advance, having storylines months in advance. Nowadays, you just go inside that room today. It's so corporate. They're all in ties and suits, and it's constricting. And even I was saying to Vince that, I'm writing a play at the moment. If I had a suit and tie on me, I would feel like I'm being constricted to death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you ever heard of an artist wearing a suit while he was painting? No. He was in casual clothing, just like this.
Yeah, this is the first picture. Besides Vince McMahon, Ed and Russo are wearing, casual clothing. Then now let me get the next picture. So go ahead, Ana, and I'll get the other one.
Yeah. So, it's a relaxed environment. Because if you have a suit and tie on, it's corporate, it's constricting. There's a lot of things you can or can't do. So when you're in that boardroom, it's like you got all these guys in suit and ties, and it's like they are so constrained. And their ideas are just not able to flow. And when you have too many chefs in the kitchen, as you said, it becomes a problem. Their ideas just don't flow because there's way too many voices, way too many mouths talking. Just like this one here. There's way too many.
This is the wrong thing, by the way.
Does that environment look like a happy place? I don't think so. That looks like a miserable place to be. This is the epitome of misery. I would hate to be there. I would not want to be in that room. I would refuse to. Yeah. I'd rather be in a room of just say like us, just dress like this. Just let us be free and right.
Yeah. Like I look at that's just gross. Single clothes set by puke.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's like. You could bring other people in, collaborations. What the fuck, Eric?
What?
Live.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, I thought you were zoomed in on Tommy. My bad.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, you gotta clear your nose. You gotta clear your nose,
bro. You need a napkin, bro.
He's trying, damn it. All right, go ahead, tell me you're saying.
I lost my train of thought, bro.
Wait, don't zoom in on me.
Oh, God.
This man looks so disappointed.
Oh, God, look at him. Oh, Monkey, I'm so sorry. Jesus, look at him. Oh, God.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out like something over here off screen. I looked to the left and I caught that right in the nick of time, and I was like, what?
Good job, Eric.
I was like, did I see that?
Well, sadly you did. We all did.
Hopefully none of my employers are watching this.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the next topic and try to save his ass.
Wait. I wanted to say something. What were we talking about?
I'm trying to remember here. Here's my list here. I got full of J notes here. Oh, we're talking too many writers. Too many writers involved.
Oopsies. Okay, yeah. So, so like the three of us working on a website, right? it's mostly the three of us giving input to each other and working on it, together. But that doesn't mean we won't ask for a fresh set of eyes, and have someone else's input. You can do that. You can ask an outsider, for a fresh set of eyes, but somebody that you can trust, somebody that is like, for instance, if you're doing a comedic relief thing with Danhausen, it'd be smart to get some comedy writers, you know what I mean? It would be smart to have people who are into that certain topic. Like if you're writing a horror character, they don't have any horror writers, and you can tell they don't know how to do horror, and they need to like reach out to those people, every once in a while. But yeah, don't have the same continuous group of like echo chambers that are just saying, yeah, fuck LA Knight, or whatever they may be saying.
All right, now we'll go to the next one here. Nick Khan and Triple H reveal why WWE is expanding their house show schedule. So we've been asking, I've been one of those people that have been asking about house shows to come back there. So Triple H and Nick Khan were directly addressed the expanded live event schedule during a company town hall meeting of employees earlier today. During the discussion, both executives explained that WWE has realized non-televised house shows are extremely valuable for helping younger talent gain in-ring experience away from the pressure of live TV. The belief eternally is that live events give developing wrestlers opportunities to experiment, adjust, and improve while performing in front of different crowds across the country. According to the report, Khan and Levesque explained that WWE wants younger performers getting more reps in front of fans while still mixing in established stars to help strengthen the shows. The company also made it clear that they're trying to avoid overworking talent while increasing the schedule again. They stated it would be a balance of younger talents getting more experience in front of fans, with established stars performing. It was also noted they wanted to find the right balance so as not set talents up for injuries. The internal explanation lines up closely with recent reporting from the Goblin, who stated WWE's expanded summer 2026 tour schedule was specifically designed to help younger wrestlers gain more live experience before being pushed further on TV. So the question is, do you think WWE bring back house shows as the right move, or should the company keep focusing primarily on televised events? All right. I'm one of those people, along with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, people are happy their house shows are coming back. They really need them to come back. I think this would help, like I said, the younger men and women to, hone their craft and try new things, see what works, see what doesn't, sharpen up your in-ring skills, maybe practice talking in front of a live crowd. I think this does wonderful for the roster, in my opinion. I'm happy they're finally doing it. That's all I gotta say. I'm just happy that they're doing this. Short take on it. Monkey, let's go to you, my friend. Oh, you gotta make yourself, bud.
My whole shit was fucked up there for a second there. Quick question. What remind me what that mute thing just totally screwed my train of thought here.
Okay, what do you mean to remind you? Like what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go back to where so they're talking about their reasoning why they're expanding the
the house
show schedule. Once younger performers getting more reps in front of fans.
Okay. Consider the vast amount of people that they just added to that roster. Like the vast amount of people, like they just added a lot of young ass talent.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to put that, like there's no experience, like ring experience,
Yeah.
So that's NXT can only do so much in the time frame. You're gonna need to pack up some house shows to get these guys trained up. So it only makes sense.
Sure. All right, Eric, your thoughts on them increasing the house show schedule?
I mean, I kind of saw this coming because I figured it would only be a matter of time before they start increasing the house tour schedule again. And I figured they're doing it now since, it's summer, kids are out of school, people are going to be vacationing, have a bit more time to do stuff. So I feel like it makes more sense. I mean, if you remember back in the fucking 80s, they used to go, what, like 355 days a year?
Yeah.
So,
Insane.
yeah. So I see nothing different here, in my opinion.
All right. Tell me your thoughts on them increasing their house show schedule.
Yeah, I mean, sharpening the sword is mandatory in any profession, man. You need your 10,000 hours in training, and a lot of young talent need that. Javon Evans, he's really green. There's a lot of people who are still really green, and I think that repetition and practice makes perfect, and it's not like basketball where it's like you can just do the same move and it's like old reliable Michael Jordan fadeaway, like you don't have, you have your signature moves, but you got to practice how you land them with different bodies, with different wrestlers. Not every move is going to be identical because, every wrestler is built different. Doing an attitude adjustment on Big Show is a lot different than doing it to Dolph Ziggler. They're both going to sell that differently. And so you got to figure out, how you'd work out on things, like Seth Rollins, he got really good in the indies and in house shows. He popped his fucking Achilles doing a power bomb, a buckle bomb onto the turnbuckle, and
Right.
so, but now he learns how to wrestle because he's injured. And Stevie Richards even says, like, a lot of guys don't learn how to wrestle properly until they injure themselves. And then now you know exactly what not to do, and
Yeah.
so it's baptism by fire to do these house shows. You're going to get your ass kicked. It's going to be a nice fucking, workout, like, I'm not a wrestler. I'm just telling you how it is, just putting myself in their boots, you take on the scrimmage, even though it doesn't mean much, you're doing it for the love of the game to perfect your craft, like Monkey, you could talk about the music industry. The best performers perform the same whether it's one person watching or if they're in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those muscle memories of just doing your thing. You know what I mean? Like it
You
matters.
play
So when
the
you're-
same. The good ones play the same set. The way I put it is, you play the same way. No matter if it's 550, 500,
Yeah.
or chairs.
Yeah, so if you're doing a house show in buttfuck Alabama, treat it like you're doing it in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, we'll do a couple more here. Let's try to get the next one here. This one, this is Raw of the fuck TKO train here. This one is like OG. So get ready to hear some dumb shit from this guy's mouth.
Yeah, sorry, I've just been on my phone, deleting all the anti-Semitic posts I put on Twitter and shit, like, just
jeez.
cleaning- like, no, but I'm just cleaning up all the fucking election stuff, and all that crap.
I got
Dear
the same
God.
one.
Damn it.
And I just put, but mostly it's just people's links. Like I would promote, people's links, like content and shit. But a lot of it's from 2025, so I'm just like clearing the junk because they're old videos. Like John Gets Gaming, like one of his videos or some shit. I'm just like, delete that.
Right.
Yeah, but that's why I'm a little like I keep looking down at my phone here.
All right, sorry if I go to the next topic here. I need to get your thoughts of the house show thing here. So go to you, my friend.
Well, house shows have always been, the best way for them to improve, to practice their matches, to always get to perfection, because that's what in any profession you want to achieve perfection. And like through imperfection, you will find perfection. You will find out what to do and what not to do. And I've talked about this thousands of times. I wish I had this Jake Roberts clip where Jake Roberts was talking about how wrestlers of today, they're just going out there to practice their matches. Whereas when he said when he was wrestling, he'd spend time in different places. He'd spend 6 months here, another 6 months there.
Thanks, Justin.
And he would, he would just stay in certain territories. And then that way, when he was going to say the WWF at the time, or if he was in WCW, he had his moves perfected. He had everything down to a T. But you have these wrestlers now, they're just going out practicing their matches. They're just doing guesswork. And that's dangerous. Anybody with common sense knows that's very dangerous. So it is good that they're bringing back these house shows, because Cody Rhodes even talked about it. He even said that they need to bring them back so that wrestlers, are at that 110% level that they need to be at. And no matter what profession you're in, you want to be 110%.
Yep.
You don't want to be 80% or 90. You want to be 110% so that you are sharp all of the time. You're not like falling asleep at the wheel. So I look forward to seeing what the house shows will do for them. I do hope it'll bear fruit so that we will notice improvements when, say, they're on live television. So big thumbs up to that one.
Yo, I sent Cola a link, bro. Cheyenne, I sent her a link, bro.
Hey?
She may or may not join, but I'm just like, we're at the 2-hour mark. If we get anyone else in here, do it now.
Yeah, I'm going to do a couple more topics, so we'll call it here. I got the next one here. 1 second. All right,
yeah,
next one.
you'd rather botch, right? You'd rather botch at a house show than at the big pay-per-view, And those are the places where you take your bumps, you take your licks, and you fucking learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing, reason why I think this is good, in my opinion, this may decrease the injury numbers. Like, yes, you are going to get hurt in wrestling no matter what, but I think this will decrease how often it's happening. That's one reason why.
No, I'm going to lose my precious jummies. Damn it all. I hate you guys. I'm going to get the dirty monkey. Brendan, Eric, you're not safe for me. I'll get you for this. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a freak accident. Brock Lesnar practiced the what was the
shooting star press.
Shooting star press.
Yeah,
he
and
practiced
got a
that
concussion
a lot.
from it. Yeah,
and he still fucked up.
Yeah, WrestleMania 19, he got a concussion from it. And I remember seeing that. I remember seeing, and it was such an awkward landing as well. It's like, I said to myself, thank God, at least he's all right. He's not.
Yeah, that was
he wasn't bad
very back then. All right, go to the final ones I got here. TKOs. Mark Shapiro admits back-to-back Las Vegas WrestleManias may have been a mistake.
You don't say.
Okay, so TKO president Mark Shapiro is now openly admitting that bringing WrestleMania back to Las Vegas for a second straight year may have been the wrong move financially, even though he still stands behind the decision. Speaking with Yahoo Finance before WrestleMania 42 took place, Shapiro addressed the conversation surrounding ticket sales coming in lower than WrestleMania 41, which was also held at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas the year prior. WrestleMania traditionally rotates to a different city each year, but WWE broke that pattern by returning to Vegas in 2026 after the success of WrestleMania 41 in 2025. Leading into the event, industry chatter focused heavily on softer resale prices and weaker ticket movement compared to the previous year. While discussing TKO's overall business performance, Shapiro pointed to strong numbers across WWE, UFC, and PBR, despite broader economic concerns. So Mark had this to say: "We're still seeing a massive uptick, maybe even more so, of families and fans that want to come out and escape the day-to-day. Maybe it's a mistake I made because Vegas was so huge last year. It's such a winner for our fans and the product that I said to Nick Khan, we got to go back to Vegas next year. Absolutely no regrets in going back there. The only reason you're hearing some of the hey is not what it was last year is because we're not benefiting from the first mover experience." End quote. Okay, I think he just doesn't want to tell the truth there. The reason why they didn't sell tickets is 2 reasons. And that's it. Number one, the ticket prices were insane. Like, they were ridiculously overcharged. And 2, I said this many times, I'm going to say again, many people that attended that WrestleMania last year in Vegas, they would never forget seeing that T-shirt in the building store saying The Rock has finally come back to Las Vegas. And when many people saw that T-shirt, they thought The Rock was going to make an appearance. So when he didn't make an appearance, they saw that false advertisement that they got ripped off. So many people didn't want to come back because they felt ripped off. The product got colder. It's ridiculously too expensive. So what did they think was going to happen? Like, I would respect this guy more if he's just honest. He's not. What is good to you about this? Not Mark Shapiro's comments.
I don't have much. It just sounds uneducated. Like, I don't have much on that one. I'm sorry. I usually have a bigger take than that.
I think that's an idiot. Do I hate us? Go to you.
He's just a businessman. That's it. I mean, he just wants his money at the end of the day. Does he really care about wrestling? No. He's not a Ted Turner. Yeah, he's not a Ted Turner. He's not. He's just there to get his money. Like, does he care about the roster, the superstars? Does he even care about creative or Triple H? No. He just wants his money. And then he just comes out here with this company line stuff that, it's just all mumbo jumbo to me. It's just a load of, like, gibberish. He's just basically covering his tracks as if to say, oh, it was a great sellout. Everything was fine. And, things were never better. And we don't hold any regrets because it was a good business decision. And you're sitting there. He's insulting your intelligence, essentially. What he is saying is, I'm insulting your intelligence and you won't do a damn thing about it. And I think that's the biggest kick in the nuts I've ever seen from, like, a corporate stooge, if I ever did see it. But yeah, at the end of the day, TKO, they're loyal to the dollar, the almighty dollar. That's all they care about. Do you think they're loyal to Triple H? No. The creative team? No. The superstars? No. The fans? No. They just want to make sure they get the money from the fans, regardless of ticket prices, because they don't care. So at the end of the day, yeah, Mark Shapiro is just doing company line shit.
Probably trying to save face there. Tommy, your thoughts, my friend.
I mean, Paladin said it, man. He said it best. He's a businessman, and I don't have much input either, to be honest. So,
all right, can I make it the last one here? Ready? All right, so it's about the house show schedule, and tonight is Saturday night's main event. And 1 week after is what? Clash in Italy, and 2 weeks after that, it's fucking
Trash in Italy, and then Summer Scam.
Yeah, that too, and the Scam of Champions. Okay, so this is the last topic here. Vince Russo blames WWE's packed schedule for making PLE events mean more mean. Sorry, let me read that. Sorry, guys. Vince Russo blames WWE's packed schedule for making PLE feel meaningless. Okay, so we got that. All right, last one here. So Jonathan Coachman and Vince Russo went after WWE's current PLE strategy, arguing the company is cramming too many major shows together and destroying the importance of every event in the process. While speaking on the Coach and Bro show, Coachman broke down WWE's recent event schedule and questioned how the company can realistically build meaningful storylines when major shows are stacked, almost back-to-back. Coachman pointed directly to the timeline surrounding WrestleMania, Backlash, Saturday Night's Main Event, Clash in Italy, Night of Champions. So Coach had this to say. We had WrestleMania on, what was the date? April 17th, I think. It was 18th and 19th. Then Backlash was on May 10th. So 3 weeks. Now we have this Saturday today, Saturday Night's Main Event. Then 2 more weeks after that, Clash in Italy. Then 2 weeks after that, Night of Champions. Roman Reigns is on the poster, but isn't going to be at the show. So they sold tickets, and they're sold out, by the way. Kudos to them. They sold them. And people thought Roman Reigns was going to be in the main event. So now we got 4 shows in about 5 or 6 weeks. How do you build when you try to put these together? So this is when Russo then chimed in. When you're laid that out to me, immediately I'm saying to myself, none of these shows are going to mean anything. They're all running to each other. There are no standalone events. What does that go back to? Having your hand out and taking money from everybody that's going to give it to you. That's the reason why nothing means anything anymore. No event is going to mean anything if they're this close together. I remember there was a time, I don't know if they did this while you were there, but there was a time where we didn't have any pay-per-views before WrestleMania. There's the last quote. So the question is, do you think WWE is running too many major shows so close together, or does the constant stream of events keep the product more exciting? I'm not saying this because Vince is my friend. He's right about this. He's been saying that for years. Many of us fans have been saying that for years. When you have so much major shows like really stuck together, it doesn't mean anything. You have very little time to build to make each event special. So yeah, Vince is 100% on the money of this. Absolutely. And it's a fucking shame that they're still doing that. Bell, let's go to you. That's on Vince's comment.
Well, he is 100% correct, because you just look at all these like PLEs and pay-per-views, they're really squished together and you can't have the build-up that you're looking to do. So let me just wind the clock back nearly 30 odd years. If you were to look at the 1998 WWE pay-per-view schedule, everything was well spaced out. You had like at least 3 to 4 weeks to build up to the next pay-per-view. When it came to WrestleMania, you had like 6 to 8 weeks tops to build up from there. Then you had the first ever Unforgiven, which was like maybe another 2 or 3 weeks added, or 4. And everything was spaced out. Like, I'll just give you an example of a few dates. I'll just do this real quick, because I did just bring this up on my podcast yesterday.
Awesome.
Big shout out. So the Royal Rumble, January 18th, 1998 in San Jose. No Way Out of Texas in Your House, February 15th, 1998.
For nearly 30 days.
WrestleMania 14, March 29th in Boston. Now this was a UK only pay-per-view. Mayhem in Manchester, April 4th. Unforgiven in Your House, April 26th in Greensboro. Over the Edge in Your House, May 31st in Milwaukee. King of the Ring, June 28th, 1998 in Pittsburgh. Fully Loaded in Your House, July 26th in Fresno, California. SummerSlam, August 30th in New York City. Breakdown in Your House, September 27th. Judgment Day in Your House, October 18th, 1998. Survivor Series, November 15th, 1998. Capital Carnage, this was another WWE UK pay-per-view only, December 6th, 1998. Rock Bottom in Your House, December 13th, 1998. So if you exclude the English-only pay-per-views, that's a good length. That's a good length to build up to, say, the next big pay-per-view.
Yeah, they're like evenly, to a degree, like timed out or spaced out, I should say, where you can build towards PLE or pay-per-view, I should say, back then. That's not Eric, just to fill you up here. So Russo and Coach were talking about how WWE has so many PLE and major events so close to each other. They feel like it's hurting the product even more because nothing's going to mean anything with everything just so spaced together. Like you have Saturday Night Main Event tonight. You get WrestleMania nearly a month ago. Then after 2 weeks from now, it's Clash in Italy. In another 2 weeks, it's Night of Champions. So do you think Vince and Coach are right? Too many big shows so crammed up together hurts the product?
Yes. Because the thing is that then it becomes difficult to keep up with everything because, well, one, to keep up with everything, and then two, there are certain people that aren't able to afford ESPN, and then they're buying each show one by one, which that becomes expensive. So I feel like the only thing they're doing right now is actually hurting their market, and they're almost, it feels like they're trying to create like a niche market to an extent.
Yeah, that's very true.
All right, Monkey, your thoughts on Russo's and Coach Min's comments, my friend?
I feel like it's part of a problem. So, if the quality of the pay-per-view or the PLE, was better, you wouldn't mind how often it happens, but it's not. And yeah, how often it happens kind of plays into why it isn't as good. But it's one, I don't feel like enough attention gets paid into the rivalries to make the PLEs special. And then once the PLE happens, we've got to like fucking go to the next chapter, and it feels like a bunch of unwritten books. So I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but they've always had, like, even back in the day, a pay-per-view every month. But those pay-per-views felt like they meant something. You know, because the booking was better, the storylines were better. They had far less wrestlers, so they had time to work on the shit.
Yeah.
Now it feels like they're sticking to that same schedule that they had back when they only had like 17 to 20 wrestlers. And they're trying to keep to that while bringing the same quality. And it's just not fucking possible because you got too many motherfucking bodies back there. You got too many people trying to call shots. And you really can't, you just can't stick to a TLC for an event.
What's up, pretty classy lady? I sent you an invite if you want to hop in here, you know. You know, since we are building bridges here, I don't want to build borders, you know. But
Yeah,
I do want to say though, like, I like what I like what Paladin did there, spreading out the calendar years, because there are only so many days in a year to make a special event happen, right? Like once a year, the Super Bowl happens, but there's an off season. With WWE, there's no off season, so you know you're going from WrestleMania right to Backlash, and you know like that's always kind of been a wrong move, you know. Like even the because you already have the Monday Night Raw after Mania, right?
Yeah, and that's usually a big show.
And that's usually a big show, so that should hold you over for 30 days to do something, and you can have Backlash in the next 30 days, you know, versus having, you know. And especially now they have NXT pay-per-views too, and that's fine, Monkey. You can say pay-per-views. We all know what you're saying. And NXT has their own pay-per-views too. You know, they go to Vegas, they do big shows, and it's like there's just so much to consume, and there's too much pro wrestling sometimes. It's like, especially just in one company, WWE, they have so many offshoots of like, you know, they had the LFG, which was their people competing to get a WWE contract, but they already had a contract, so it was just bullshit, you know. Because like they're already contracted wrestlers, but like on the reality show, they made it seem as if nobody had a contract, and they're trying to fight for one. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the Backlash dates.
What a fucking pointless shit LFG was, bro.
Yeah, dude, because they fired everybody anyway.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
So what's the point? That's like doing tough. Well, they
only a couple people, like 2 or 3, a handful of people, like made it to NXT, but even then, they're just like enhancement behind the scenes, you know, crash dummies, basically.
I didn't know that because I figured, okay, if they're gonna do like another tough enough show, you might as well try to, you know, recruit people to your, you know, roster.
You'd think so.
I don't get it. Yeah, that's all I have here for our topics here. Close up my documents here. Yeah, I guess we'll go around and do. Is anyone watching Saturday Night's Main Event here? I don't have Peacock here in Canada, so if I did, I would not be watching 3 of the 5 women matches. I'll be skipping
When is
that.
it? Next week?
It's on
tonight.
Oh fuck, I'm out. That's
Yeah.
Wait, what's happening?
Saturday Night's Main Event's tonight.
Oh.
Like, I ain't watching it because I don't have Peacock, and if I did, I ain't watching that shit.
I'll probably end up watching it just because there's nothing else to watch.
More power to you, man. More power to you.
I'm just fucking working on the photos right now from Thursday.
I can't wait to see it, man. Very excited. All right, I guess we'll go around to our plugs then. Okay, so Monkey, let's start with you for plugs.
Well, UFA is going to be coming back soon. The football podcast that I do, that's going to be coming back soon, probably in the next month and a half. We're going to be getting ready for draft season. And then UWO on Mondays, and then RTCs on Fridays.
And where we can find that stuff, my friend?
On solicitedpods.com or any of like the thousands of social medias that we got. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Kick, Twitch. What else? There's one more. YouTube.
Pornhub. You're on Pornhub too, right?
And all of that'll be either UFA Pod or Unsolicited Fantasy Advice, but usually it's UFA Pod.
Very nice. Anna, your plugs, my friend.
Oh shit! I muted him. My bad, because he was typing.
Oh, sorry. Sorry if I was typing there. All right, guys, you can follow me on twitch.tv/the Paladin of the Light to listen to my Holy Soldiers podcast every Friday. You can also follow me on Instagram under the same name. Also follow me on X at RealPaladin1991. I also have a Kick channel, and hopefully we can get streaming all of that. Hopefully then I'll be able to stream some video games as soon as the new PC arrives. It's just that, according to Jerry and others, I've been trapped in this apartment for some reason, and I can't seem to find my way out.
There's a window behind you.
Yeah. Yes, and there's bloody keys there, so I can open the door.
Oh, it looks like you've cleaned up. You've cleaned up all the mold on your wall and everything, man. It looks a lot better.
You just get them snap when you say them murder.
Every time. But anyway, hopefully I'd love to get streaming video games again and doing all that fun stuff. So I'll keep you guys all updated. I'll let you all know. And yeah, that's me.
Okay, Eric, your turn, my friend.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of have a lot.
Go ahead.
If you haven't already, go over to respectthecombat.com. Go check out our podcast every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Go to nationalwrestlingalliance.com. Check out all the latest shows that are coming up. We're going to Atlanta on June 6th. Then we also have a live show in Augusta, June 7th. Then also on July 25th, we will be back in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena for our 78th anniversary. All those tickets are currently live at nwaliveevents.com. Go buy your tickets. Plus, if you're in one of the local territories, buy those tickets too. Also, next Saturday, Exodus Pro Wrestling, Mass Exodus. It's going to be a stacked up card. If you haven't already, go buy your tickets at xoprowrestling.com. Also, go buy some merch over at nwamerch.shop. Also, check out JCW Lunacy every Thursday on YouTube. And Monkey's a bitch.
Damn.
Damn, I should have probably went after. But okay.
Nice.
All right,
Fucked
guys.
up.
Yeah, JCW Lunacy every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. If you like Attitude Era and ECW type of wrestling, you want to check us out. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and X at Catman580. I'm also on Paladin's Holy Soldiers podcast every Friday at 4 o'clock Central Time, and Irish Whips and Arm Drags on Saturdays, and wherever these fine gentlemen doing shows. And you'll also get to catch me on Eric's Respect to Combat whenever I can make it on Friday mornings.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Tommy, where's my friend?
You already know, man, who gets the last word around here.
Subscribe to Irish Whips and Arm Drags.
Enough said.
All right, yo, I need one of those.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day. Have a fun, safe Memorial Day. Godspeed, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Peace.